All right. We are live.
Are we now?
Cool. Yes, we're live for realsies. Because we never
Hello,
go live.
YouTube.
You actually never go live, I know, right?
I don't know if that one
Pretty crazy. Yes,
Yep.
you are here.
There we are. Okay, so first off, how are you guys doing today? We'll talk about Minecraft first, and then we'll get into the crazy news that I'm obsessed with and the stuff that I know you're obsessed with.
Yay!
So you guys have been working on some crazy structures.
Yes, we have. This is a big thing.
So to start off this stream, I want to just kind of tell YouTube what the frick is going on here. So we started playing with this Redstone SMP that we were all playing on. We were teaching and learning Redstone. It was a lot of fun. And in the process of building that, we did a cherry. I don't know if I can find it over here. It's probably over at 00.
What?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Yeah, these guys made some beautiful cherry villages that spawn in the cherry groves in our Redstone SMP, and it looks amazing. So we kind of got carried away. This is some of the stuff. And we're going to be doing, I mean, now you guys can kind of explain it. We're going to be doing villages for almost every biome, right?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is the plan.
And right now they are working on making, don't want to put words in your mouth.
Woodland. It's basically a woodland mansion, but it's a village, and this is really different from anything we've done before. So hopefully it works. I don't know if it's going to, but hopefully.
Hopefully it will, because we've spent lots of time on it so far.
I would imagine it would. It looks like you've got a lot of rooms going on. Yeah, Servant of God. Yeah, every biome is kind of the plan. Every kind of biome theme. They've got an incredible tiki one going on right here. We have our village for the beach, and so it's got like tiki. They did some SpongeBob stuff. There's actually be a couple variants. I can also I can link to their channels in the description. I'll have a bunch of stuff, but they've already got what else? What have you guys already finished? So you did the cherry one, and then the next one after that was the Wild West, I think.
We did mangrove.
Yes, and we got.
That's
I made tutorials. I made some tutorials using the wild.
Yeah.
Oh, we skipped mangrove. We completely skipped mangrove.
So we did a mangrove village and a cherry grove village for the Redstone SMP. So yeah, so those were two really cool projects. But now we're doing a whole bunch of them. So yes.
Great.
I lost my train of thought. You guys were saying
the pool is the nose. I don't know. This is a bad drawing. It's supposed to be a villager drawn out with water.
I can see it. Because
I can kind of see
baptismal font is his nose. It's fine.
Yes, his nose is the bathtub.
So what are we doing with jungles and swamps? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know if we've talked much about swamps. I think our plan, after we finish this one, the plan is to do the Mayan jungle.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
ancient Mayan.
Do the Mayan Aztec stuff. For the swamp, I'm wanting to do like New Orleans.
Oh, that's right, the New Orleans. Yeah.
New Orleans Creole.
Right.
Type stuff is the plan.
Yeah, so this is a perpetual project that's been going on behind the scenes. I'll probably be helping more when Conure gets busy. He's been doing a lot of the assembly of the Datapacks on the back end, and we're kind of working together / underneath Raven as she's been leading a lot of these beautiful projects. A lot of these components for building a giant mansion village is going to be really cool. It's kind of like a non-illager mansion, so instead of being a dangerous one, we'll be doing that. Yeah, so.
Conure's been building all of the actual room types over here thus far.
The white boxes.
So we have 2 room sizes, and we sort of fleshed out a floor plan. And then once we put it all together and said, hey, this is going to work, I started building the structure around the outside of the building.
Gotcha.
And we decided today we wanted 2 floors. So we've started
a second floors.
Yeah, we started a second floor, which I haven't begun structuring yet, but we have the floor plan working up here.
Yes.
So it'll be randomized. We'll have all the different villager types. We'll have some extra rooms, kind of like the Woodland Mansion has bedrooms that are randomized, or office spaces or libraries or stuff like that. We'll have some like more decorative style rooms, but primarily it'll have rooms for villager workstations.
So, yeah, they've already got some of them up on Planet Minecraft, so we're going to be doing, I'll be posting all the links to that. So there's some really crazy stuff they've done thus far. It's beautiful, and correct me if I'm wrong, Conure, but they're compatible with each other, so they don't step on top of each other.
Exactly, yeah, and they're also compatible with pretty much anything else that adds custom villages. They're compatible with anything that adds like world gen. A couple of them actually have special rules for like dealing with Terralith, right?
Which is
So
really neat.
there's there's a couple of them who will spawn, like they don't need Terralith, but if you have Terralith installed, then they will spawn in some of the Terralith biomes.
Yeah, so that probably covers the opening of what on earth are we doing here, which is kind of how we have to start. So anyway, to our regular conversations that we have, I want to know your thoughts on the whole alien congressional hearing.
Well, okay, so it was pretty much, it was about as good as we could have expected, right? There were a lot of people saying, like, a lot of the big alien fanatics were going like, oh, it's going to be disclosure. Like, they're just basically just going to come out and say, hey, look, guys, we got aliens. And then the public's going to go crazy because we got aliens. And
well,
it's
the
like
public goes crazy for very little. So sometimes I'm just here for the memes. As bad as that is sometimes. Right. It's just like, well, there's some really funny memes people are posting because of it. I got my memes worth.
Well, the thing, though, that is so good is that they got these. There were three witnesses, right? Two of them were some of the ones that came out during the whole 2017 story, and those were like the people that was David Fravor and Ryan Graves. And I know David Fravor was one of the pilots who witnessed the Tic Tacs, which was that story that came out.
I've seen interviews with him. He seems super credible. He described it.
He's really cool, and he's really cool. Yeah. And he came out with Luis Elizondo in 2017 to break the whole Tic Tac story.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Ryan Graves was also part of that crowd. I'm not entirely sure what his role was, but he was also in that era. The last whistleblower, or the last witness, was the whistleblower that came out 2 months ago, and that was David Grush. And this is the guy who basically just went on live TV and said, yeah, I'm a credible, like, high-ranking U.S. Army or military person. I don't remember what branch of the Army he was in, but he's a credible, like, high-ranking military person who comes out and says, here, look, the U.S. has alien bodies, the U.S. has alien craft. Or he doesn't like to use the word alien. That's the other thing. He doesn't like to use the word alien. He likes to say non-human intelligence, because he wants to say it could be alien, it could be interdimensional, it could be time travelers. We don't know. And so
that's actually like super open-minded. Just like, well, we don't know it's aliens. It could just be like somebody from a few years from now screwing with us.
yeah, exactly.
Like, you're thinking about it the right way. Yeah.
And here's the other thing. This is well, okay, I'll get into that later. I was about to say something crazy big, but we will get into that once we're done talking about the actual hearing itself.
Sure.
So the hearing itself, basically, they asked everybody a bunch of questions. Fravor and Graves, the two guys from 2017, they answered pretty much every question, like, at face value, and they just talked about what they personally have experienced, because they both personally have, like, had really profound UFO, or as they want us to call it now, UAP experiences. And so they just talked about what they had done. They weren't really leaking classified information. They were just saying, this is what I saw, it can't be explained, it defies the laws of physics. Meanwhile, David Grush, like 90% of his answers are, I can't say that in public.
There was a lot of, like, I'll tell the congressman in the skiff thing. I heard that.
Exactly. And he kept saying, we need to get a skiff going. Like, as soon as you guys get a skiff going, I will tell all of you all of this. But I can't say it to the public because I would go to jail if I did, pretty much.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. And then, there's been talks about how those skiffs are being, like, really, really hard for the congressman to pin down. Wonder why that is.
This administration is wild.
Yeah, and he's saying, like, as soon as we can get behind closed doors, I'll say all this stuff. There was one thing I wanted to point out. Of course, Grush has been alleging that he has heard from other people, like other people who are just as credible as him, that there are alien bodies and alien craft. The Congress asked him to his face in this hearing, first, have you seen the alien craft? And he said, I cannot answer that at this time.
Ooh,
They then
I love
asked
that
him.
answer. That's my favorite answer.
No, he said, no, and listen, it gets even better. It gets even better. They asked him, have you seen the alien bodies? And he said, oh yeah, no, I haven't seen the alien bodies.
No,
Have you seen the alien craft? I can't tell you that. Have you seen the bodies? I can't. No, I haven't.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen the bodies.
I love how it's like, deny, can neither confirm nor deny. Deny, can neither confirm nor deny. It's just like, so what you're saying is. So what you're not saying is.
Like, so he basically just admitted to the public that yes, he has seen the craft. Essentially,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
they set that up pretty good. I like that.
Yes.
That's
that was probably my favorite line. Actually, no, my favorite line from the whole hearing was Congressman Burchett saying, "We're talking about Tic Tacs. Now that's Tic Tac like the candy, not TikTok, the communist app."
That sounds like he's probably one of the like conservative people who's trying to get it banned, and he's probably just doing his little. It's like congressional virtue signaling. It's pretty standard fare. There's just the. Let me wiggle.
Well, he was talking about how like he was
not like the communist app.
He said something like, "I've been talking about this with my daughter, and she called me a boomer when I said Tic Tac because she said, 'No, Granddad, it's TikTok,' and I said,
like,
no, it's Tic Tac.
It's shaped like a Tic Tac, like the candy."
Yeah,
that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I believe that. That sounds like Zoomer versus Boomer. Banter. So, how well do you know the Tic Tac story?
Oh, I've been following like every line of it since it dropped in 2017.
Do you want to recount the Tic Tac story, or do you want me to? Because I know it by heart, but you can.
Yeah, well, I'll if I miss something, because I tend
Sure.
to miss things when I'm rushing. But yeah, you can jump in, but I will try to start telling the story.
This started off the coast of California. There was a military training exercise.
Yes, in 2004, one of the pilots. Again, one of the pilots who appeared in the hearing yesterday, whose name was David Fravor.
Fravor was there.
Flying. Yes, he was there. He was flying with another pilot, a woman named Alex Dietrich, who has also come out and done some interviews and stuff in the past, and basically perfectly corroborated Fravor's story about what they saw out there. And it was first they saw something in the water. Right, they saw like a disturbance in the water, and they were like, "What is that?" It was like bubbles coming up.
Yeah, it looked like it was boiling, like a bunch of methane or something.
Yes,
that would be your first guess.
And then they see suddenly, like out of nowhere, they see this object. It's like almost the size of their plane. I think it's only a little bit smaller than their planes.
It's like the size of that submarine. Get size and shape. Everyone's seen the submarine memes. Think of one of those.
The imploded tin can submarine. It's shaped like that, except it doesn't have any nuts and bolts. It's completely seamless. Has no features on the outside. It's completely featureless. It's shaped like a piece of Tic Tac candy. That is where the name comes from. And it's perfectly white, like no wings, no nothing. It hovers in midair, and then they see it perform these incredible maneuvers. Like it'll shoot straight up, like hundreds of, maybe thousands of feet straight up in a matter of just a couple seconds, and then it'll just stop there and hover. And then it will, it'll match the movements of their plane, and then when it feels like it, and seriously,
to back up, I want to fill in details one at a time before they engaged with it. So one of the first things that was happening was when they saw it floating over the water. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is my recollection. It was essentially hopping about at instant speeds, almost looking like a print head, kind of skittering back and forth, but on that scale of distance, you can't do that instantly. So it was just moving it. The acceleration on it was nuts, so it kind of looked like it was scanning the water, but it was moving at speeds that defy physics. Like it was just over the water where it was boiling. And there were some reports. This is one of those, like, it wasn't clear to people, but I remember them saying it seemed like it might have had some kind of dark form coming from it, almost like insect leg or two or something that were coming out of it, maybe from a distance. That was initially over the water when it was doing this thing, and then it retracted them back in as the next thing started to happen as they got closer. So that's what they think they might have saw. That they weren't sure because it was kind of hard to see at that distance. So anyway, so that was part of it. It was kind of go over this water. So it's like moving it like not physically possible speeds back and forth, like scanning a very large area, but like moving at infinite speed where it just like slides over and then slides back.
By not physically possible, we mean it's not the speeds themselves that are not physically possible, it's the acceleration. So like if there was a human piloting this thing, that human would just be crushed into goo from the acceleration.
It's kind of, if you watch a printer, whether it be a 3D printer or whether it be like just a regular inkjet printing, skittering back and forth, left and right, it's like doing that on a football stadium. Like, you can't accelerate from this location over to that location and stop that quickly. You can't just like, whoop. Like, the amount of it's an insane number of G-forces for anything to move that. Nothing can suddenly be moving that fast and then stop over to another location.
Bad for you.
Nothing inside of it would be able to. There's just no way. Nothing can accelerate that quickly. Like, you hit it with the. Like, you nuked it on one side and then nuked it on the other side to stop it. It can't just move around like that. Nothing can move around like that, but it was. And so.
But and then
imagine
also,
a print head. Anyway.
The speeds themselves were also pretty incredible as well. Now, they weren't like literal physical impossible, like beyond light speed. That was never observed. But they were speeds beyond any aircraft humanity has ever built, right? And it was at the end of the encounter. It was right at the end of the encounter.
Yeah.
They saw this thing basically, again, instantly accelerate, and it was going so fast that it was over the horizon in like 5 seconds.
Right.
Then someone reports this thing back at the shore, which, keep in mind, they're on an aircraft carrier, or they're flying around an aircraft carrier. They're way out at sea in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of California. Then, they see this thing zip off to the horizon and disappear, and within a couple of minutes, they're getting reports from basically, like, near the coast, California, that people are seeing this thing. What?
So let me go through my recollection of some of the other pieces. So for one of the things is when it disappeared and accelerated upwards. You started to say this a minute ago. It vanished so quickly, or it moved upwards so quickly. I mean, it's kind of like one of those XKCD what if like comics or hypotheticals where you hit a baseball at a portion of the speed of light, it like would ignite the air around it because it's hitting the particles so fast. Like, that's the kind of acceleration we're talking about. Like, it's not possible to suddenly be moving at a speed that quickly. It just the drag of air creates resistance that you're overcoming that would cause such consequences that it would. I mean, even just breaking the sound barrier causes air to explode. This was way more than that. And it didn't make a sound, and so this is why a lot of the theories right now revolving around the idea that it's like using some kind of matter distortion, like warping through the space, like holding space-time around itself, because that's the only way to explain the fact that you can move through the air like that with a little round thing at that speed without the air exploding, because the air's in the way. And it just is like it's cutting through the air like a knife through air. Like, I don't know how else to put it, but like there's not really a good analogy for it, but like it's just moving as if the air is not in the way. Like it's digging through the air. But the timeline, so what I remember is they come in and approach and they're up above and they kind of circle the thing. What happens is it comes up and it basically gets on the opposite side of the circle that they're circling as they were circling towards it, and it basically does what it like World War I style aircraft would do, where you basically get in this rolling combat with each other, where you're rolling in circles trying to get your lock onto each other, like we did in the old days. So they're kind of rolling around each other like they're about to get the lock on each other, and as they get way closer to it, it just kind of whooshes and vanishes and then leads. So that happens. So here's the creepy thing that happens next, is the way this event began. They actually were doing this training exercise. They're doing it from an aircraft carrier that's a few miles out. So this aircraft carrier is monitoring them and is seeing all of this go down. And they flew out there to the aircraft, or to this area where they're doing this training exercise, and discovered it from the aircraft carrier. So there's a position, an XYZ coordinate. We're playing Minecraft, so you can kind of understand it. So imagine right here is where we're doing this. Well, Raven's doing most of the work, but where we're doing this build is the training exercise where they have to do some kind of combat maneuvers. Now imagine that there's a coordinate, an XYZ coordinate over the ocean, just imaginarily right here, where they've basically run a set block command right here and set it to stone or something. So there's like an invisible XYZ coordinate. This is one of the ways they keep track of where they are relative to the ship and to what they're doing. So as you get away from the ship over to where they're near, there's this coordinate that they've got. So this coordinate is classified. Nobody knows this except for like a few people on the ship and the people who are flying. This location is classified. Nobody knows this location. So what happens is they end up in this weird rolling combat with this thing as it spirals up towards them, like it's feeling them out and mimicking them and mirroring them. Which I have to say, being locked in combat, spiraling with an alien spacecraft has to be probably the scariest thing you could possibly imagine, because it's almost like it's trying to get a lock on you. So you don't know what's going to happen, and you're spiraling closer and closer. But anyway, it zips up and it's gone. Okay, so this radar point is not anywhere near the airplanes. It's out closer to the ship. So the ship relays in that they see it teleport to the spot, basically say, I know exactly what you're doing, and I know where you're at, and I know this is your rendezvous point after you're done with your training exercise that you come back to. And it hangs out here for a minute just to kind of be like, nah, boo-boo, I can read all of your stuff, and I know this is where you're headed back to. And then it zips off again and disappears. So the aircraft don't know about this at the time, and they get back to the ship, and the ship reports that basically it was showing not only that everything that they saw and transpired as they were arguing with it, but it knew where their rendezvous point where they were going to be going after the training exercise was. It just hung out at that exactly at that XYZ coordinate for a second, just to be like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and then vanished again. So that really freaked him out. Like from a military standpoint, it's just like, oh no. It's basically hinting that it like has access to everything we have. Like all of our systems and everything, and like has access. It's basically saying I know. So it's really freaked him out.
From some of the weird esoteric stuff about aliens that because I've been following like the fringe alien culture, not necessarily believing in it, but like completely loving it and following
funny,
it.
Interesting things, but
yes, but as long as I've been following it, one of the most common themes out there is that people think whatever these extraterrestrials are, they truly are just like a different species that evolved on a different planet, and they can sense intentions. They can read minds, basically. They can, but they can't exactly read your thoughts like a printing machine. But they can feel intent. They can feel.
They know what you're gonna do.
They know what. So even if they didn't have access to like hacking into the airplane's equipment, well,
one of them knew
if you had an intent, if you had some sort of intent to base everything off this rendezvous point, well, they pick that up. It's like, oh, this is where the rendezvous point must be.
So I don't know at what range they can or have that telepathy, but like
it's like the most commonly stated thing about range is that there is no range. It's just like whatever you think about, you can do. It's infinite.
But that's really wild. I never connected those 2 points, but that was the thing that really freaked them out. It was just like, oh yeah. When you were on your way back, because these airplanes are flying at human speed, so they're kind of like going on their way back to the rendezvous point and are not within sight range of it. As they get back, it's like, when you turned around and started heading back towards the ship, like it got ahead of you, because of course it did, because it moved at infinity speed a couple dozen miles or 100 miles out or however, and went and just popped in at that location and went like, yep, this is where you're going, and then disappeared again. It was just like, how did it know? So like it basically just they went from like, oh boy, we've encountered a strange alien thing, to it just smiled at us and said we're completely outmatched. So it's like, oh dear. So that was the Tic Tac event was wild. But anyway, the pilots involved all kind of attest to it. It's pretty consistent. There's some grainy footage related to some of the stuff they saw, but I believe, but it's not.
And those videos, there's 3 videos actually. One is of the Tic Tac, and the other 2 are of an event that took place in 2015, which was pretty similar from what I gathered. And those videos that came out, like, they're basically used to say nothing other than, hey, this is something weird that the Navy filmed. Because if you actually go and watch those videos, they're completely indecipherable. You have no idea what the heck you're looking at, So the videos are really just proof of, the Navy has a recording of something that the pilot said they couldn't explain.
Right.
And if you know enough about those types of Navy videos, like if you've studied those videos for a long time because you're a Navy pilot, you'll say like, okay, yeah, this isn't just some other plane or a boat or whatever.
Or the excuses that the non-technical people made, because a lot of non-technical people were being like, maybe it's a reflection off part of the aircraft and they were jerking the camera weird. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
that's
no,
not
it's
how.
not that.
No,
it's not that.
That's not how any of this works. They are people who've been working with these systems a lot of their lives. They know what they're doing. Okay, like shush.
Yeah.
Just like the adults are talking, which is a little backwards for the alien conspiracy stuff, but here we are.
Here we are.
I know.
Well, and so this again, all of this came out, like everything we've talked to up to now about the Tic Tacs was knowledge in 2017. Like this was available to the public in 2017.
If you follow it closely.
New stuff, yeah.
But those people were here.
The new stuff that came out was David Grush 2 months ago.
Right.
And no one had even heard of him until 2 months ago, and he was like I called him the next Elizondo when he came out, because like Elizondo was the guy that worked for ATIP, and he broke the 2017 story with the assistance of David Fravor and all those other people.
So to give the skeptical story on what's been going on with this hearing with David Grush, I will say that there is a number of really interesting, shady things going on with one of the hearings for an issue with I can't remember which thing Hunter Biden did. The Bidens are always having political scandals nowadays. But anyway, it synced up with that, and there was another mysterious thing that was going on around the same time with some financial documents at JP Morgan, which is really unfortunate. So if you're somebody who is government conspiracy minded of, oh, it's a distraction, there is some evidence to that, but some of the stuff has been going on a long time, and it's more just like, if the alien thing was real, that doesn't mean they wouldn't try and schedule it to cover their scandals. So like both is still a possibility. Both is like, it's a distraction and it's legitimate are both possible. I just wanted to put that out there.
Legitimate distraction.
Or
it's just it's a convenient thing.
Again,
right.
Like for me, I spend so much time in these alien circles, everyone I would know would say, oh, the Hunter Biden thing was the distraction.
Right. I don't know if I would go that far, but I will say that there were some.
But I mean, like the fact that it was, of course, it's real, but the fact that it was scheduled so close to this is like, it's just convenient that something else to talk about besides the alien stuff.
There's so much to talk about this week, but
I know
we could talk about aliens all night. So my obsession right now, I've been explaining to my wife, is the superconductor thing. So how much do you guys know about superconductors? Like superconductor 101. Talking to a physicist, so you probably know what they are.
I know the theory, yes.
Raven, are you familiar with superconductors?
Only on the vaguest of senses.
Okay. So a superconductor in layman's terms is, I don't like the word super in superconductor. I don't feel like it communicates adequately what a superconductor can do and is. Most materials have a degree of resistance to electricity. When you pass electricity through them, there's a certain degree of heat that's produced because it doesn't travel through them absolutely perfectly. That's a superconductor. Certain materials, if you supercool them, pour liquid nitrogen on them and keep them incredibly cold, you can get them to a point where there's no resistance. Now, the reason this is significant is because of the way they interact with, a number of things. For one, that means that you can have far longer distance, well-preserved electricity. For another, that means they interact with magnetic fields in a very interesting way. So you're the physics guy, Conure. I'll let you correct me if I'm wrong, but my explanation, my layman's boiled down term for it, is if you think of a magnetic field as kind of like the lines, have you ever seen drawings or sketches of a magnetic field? Those lines are kind of like strings when it comes to supermagnetism. So whereas in regular materials, if you put magnets near each other, those lines bend around each other. Where the north and south, they stretch from the north pole to the south pole of the object or whatever. In the case of a superconductor, it's not fully ignoring them, it's fully accepting them. And so it kind of can slide along those magnetic field lines, kind of like a bead on an abacus, or kind of like lay on those lines like in a hammock is the best way to describe it. And so whenever you look up superconductors in experiments, you'll see that they have this magic effect where they can float. And that's why, is essentially the way they interact with magnetic fields is they basically stick to that part of the magnetic field in the air, and they'll just come to a stop. So have you ever seen like the TED Talk where they've got a little disc of liquid nitrogen and it's spinning around in circles on a track? They basically have it set up so the magnetic field kind of is like a train track, and they're able to run it in circles. So the applications for them are incredible. Superconductors can do if we could make them work at normal temperature and pressure just regularly, which is what this invention supposedly is, and I'll get into the details in a minute. That means that we could create like futuristic rail guns the military could make to shoot something at stupid speed, and create super weapons that'll punch a hole through anything type of thing. That means we could do I've heard that it's going to help with like nuclear fusion, and then one of the obvious things is it's a game changer for like bullet train technology. But being able to make just a regular railroad track that you can go infinity fast on without any resistance or drag is like, whoa. Normally we have magnetic systems that keep these things afloat and working that cost electricity, but so is that all correct, Conure? Did I miss anything on the definition?
So the definition, I mean, yeah, you got the basic idea of what they do. Like how it works is pretty much just it's more technically involved.
It is. Like I'm dumbing it down.
Yeah. I mean, you can get it. You can talk all day about like eddy currents and stuff like that.
Right. Magnetic fields are not a hammock, but it's a good way of explaining why it's floating there in midair. Is because of the way it interacts with it.
Exactly. And the thing that I know about superconductors, as in like from a social standpoint, is that the big search for like in physics, the big search is for a room temperature superconductor. Now, according to the theory, we know that if we ever got stable solid hydrogen, that would be a room temperature superconductor, but we also don't know how to make that. We don't know if it's even possible.
It's called metallic hydrogen, yes.
Yeah, metallic hydrogen. It's room temperature hydrogen in the form of a solid that will not immediately like decay from being a solid into a gas. Like it's stable. That's what
this is.
Stable.
This is an aside, but a peer of mine who is currently working at NASA, I believe, has indicated to me that they've got a working prototype for metallic hydrogen. Actually, that's kind of, it needs work, but like they've got the gist of it figured out, but like there's still a lot more work that needs to be done. So like that is actually in the move. So that's exciting. So that the ball is rolling there. They're not stuck on it. So that's there is some stuff going on, but I couldn't find any in research. It's probably not all out there just yet. But anyway, so
if we ever attain metallic hydrogen, right, that will change everything. I mean, we'll be able to. That's the whole. That's where like the holy grail of bullet trains is. And
there's so many holy grails, though. To be honest, we're in an age of so many holy grails coming at once. Next thing you know, they're going to solve P equals NP. Anyway.
We can talk all day about P equals NP. Yeah. I have a kind of belief that I kind of have a belief that P does not equal NP.
I think it almost does with certain caveats, but not quite. And I think there's probably something revelatory to explain the relationship between the two that we will discover. But I think you're right. I don't think they're perfectly equivalent.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a different topic.
Yep, long story. That's basically the efficiency of algorithms and whether we could make things go as fast as quantum and break the universe. But nobody's been able to do it, and we don't think it's possible. So anyway, that's very academic. But to go to the superconductors, because the superconductors are incredible. So here's the drama, because I've been paying attention to some of this stuff. So as far as I understand it, I'm going to say that now. Caveat: some of the stuff I say could be incorrect because I'm not a physicist, and some of it's telephone game, some of it's people I trust, some of it's engineers who are not particularly academic, some of it's academics who are skeptical and are not actually looking at the metadata of what's going on. So to start from the very beginning, there's a pair of scientists in South Korea. They've made this their life's work to try and make a room temperature superconductor. This is all these people have done. All of these pair of guys have done. So imagine that this is your passion. This is your life's work. You've been wanting to do this your entire life. So put yourself in those shoes, because that's all these two have done. And they've been working on this together. And they started in 1999, if I didn't say that. So they've actually are the ones who finally have a solution. And you need to know, I'll explain why this is relevant in a minute. You need to know a little of the background of the papers that are being published right now, because they've been retracted, and or some have been kind of retracted because of peer review, and there's a lot of fist fighting going on right now, and they're demanding more peer review. And some of us on the engineering side are saying, no, screw peer review. We need replication, meaning let's try and do it. Forget arguing over whether the paper is valid. So here's why that's an issue. So the reason that's an issue is because in academia, if you're not aware, it's hard to get a paper published in certain journals or get the right attention to people without the right connections. Generally, if you don't have somebody who has the right seniority in the industry, you need a professor or somebody who's renowned in this field to have their name on your paper in order for people to take you seriously. Generally, when you have a list of names on an academic paper, that's what it is. So I'm speaking kind of strictly from the engineering field, and things that I've been taught. So because you're in this part of academia, you might have some interesting feedback on what that's like in the physics world specifically. But Conure. But anyway, so that's kind of a background. So here's the deal. They actually had a paper that they've been trying to get together with all of their friends that have been helping them over the years, is at least my understanding of it. There may be, I think there's a professor mixed in there, and there's a couple other people. There's basically 6 of them who put this paper together, and they've been having issues with some of the way that getting it published and publishing results, and in order to add credibility to their finding, which they actually think that they proved this a year or 2 ago, they've just kind of kept it shush because you don't want to tell the world you've solved this until you're absolutely sure you've got it right. You don't want to wreck your reputation. So they've been trying to make sure. So this is another reason why this is credible, is because this is not some guy in his garage who says, hey, I did it, and everyone goes, oh, really? No, this is 2 people who made this their life's work, and they've got one shot to convince us that they're not full of crap. Otherwise, their reputation, and at this rate, probably the entirety of South Korea is going to have mud on its face if this is not what it pretends to be. So anyway, they have this other professor, renowned person in the field, who they managed to get a hold of in South Korea, and he's got a bazillion, like 11,000 citations or something. A citation is whenever someone quotes a paper that in their research that you've wrote, and the more of those you have, it generally means the more people take you seriously and respect your stuff, and the more real you are. So this guy's got a lot of those in his. There's a numbering for how big you are. He's got a lot of connections. This person has a lot of. He's very, 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 very credible. They had him bring in as a skeptic, and he said, yes, it looks like you've actually done it. It's legitimate, and they're publishing a paper with him. So there's 2 papers out there, the one with the 6 and the one with the 3. So here's the problem. Do you know how many people, maybe Conure knows the answer to this, how many names can be on a Nobel Prize at maximum?
3.
3, that's right.
Yes.
So number 3 on the first paper with 6 people is pissed.
Well,
because that paper with the 3 names on it dropped 2.5 hours earlier. They put them out at the same time. And so right now there's a lot of back and forth over who should get the credit for this. Because and honestly, and what a lot of us are hoping is it's just the 2 guys. Their last names are Lee and Kim, which are actually fairly common names in Korea. But the substance that we're going to be talking about here in a sec is called LK99 because of that. It's named after them. So LK99 is this magic substance. So here's the bonkers thing. I will get into the social media implications or what's going on in the news around it after I kind of explain what it is. So here's why it's so groundbreaking. It's incredibly simple to do, and all the technology you really need to do this to create this holy grail substance, let's call it, is technology that existed around the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. Like the technology you need to make this stuff is very simple. So it's actually, I can give you the chemical composition of it. So what you do, I literally read this from the paper. Somebody was talking about they were saying, oh, a caveman in the Industrial Revolution could do this. So what you need to do is you need to take lead oxide, which is literally just get some rusty lead. So, you know, the brown stuff on metal when it rusts. Just get some lead oxide, and then what you need is some lead sulfate. Lead sulfate, sulfur, and then 4 oxygen, PbSO4, is the white powder crap that you can see appear on your car battery, on old kind of corroded car batteries. It is produced when electricity is run through lead, if I remember correctly, or in the vicinity of lead, will cause that oxidation to occur with sulfur. It might require sulfur in the reaction. I don't know if it's related to car batteries, but that is one of the easiest places to get it. So a lot of people who've been around cars have probably seen lead sulfate at some point. So you take, so you got the brown powder that's literally just rust, and you got the white powder that's literally just grit off your battery. So you take those and you mix them in equal amounts, and you cook it. You cook it at 725 degrees Celsius for, I want to say 24 hours. And what that does is it creates a crystalline form that combines the two. So that seems pretty simple, right? You could get both of those at home. So that the heat is a little tricky. This is kind of at metallurgy temperatures, but so that's the first bit. Step 2. Now what you do is you get the other 2 ingredients: copper, which this is heavily based around, and phosphor. Copper we know about. Copper's a pretty obvious thing. Copper's not hard to get a hold of. Phosphor is found in plants and all kinds. Like you could find it in dirt. It's a good nutrient for plants. But isolated phosphor powder and powdered copper, and you take those, and guess what? You do the same thing again. You mix them in the proper ratios, which is actually a 3-to-1 ratio: 3 copper to 1 phosphor, and you cook them. You cook them for, I want to say it's in that range of 700 to 900 degrees Celsius. All of this is, I want to say this one is one of the ones that's around 900-ish. But anyway, you do that and you cook it for about 48 hours. And so that'll create crystals too. You'll kind of grow your own crystals of this where it's fused together. And this allegedly, so the first one, what's wild about the lead one is it can be done just open air casually. You can just kind of do it. This one allegedly has to be in a mild vacuum of like, I think it was like -3. I'm not good with measurements of vacuum, -3 atmospheres or something. But you do it in a slight vacuum. And so hey, YSVM, how are you doing? Good to see you here. She's the artist of our circle and a beautiful artist. You should definitely, if you haven't seen some of our other live streams, whenever I do artwork for my thumbnails, they're the one that does it. So the third step is to take those 2 things and you literally just mix them together and then cook it. And I think you cook it for, I think they said 5 to 20 hours at 900 degrees Celsius, and that's it. So it's copper and phosphorus, which you can find in your food and plants and dirt everywhere. Phosphor, some copper, the grit off your batteries, which is lead sulfate, and then lead oxide. And you mix those together in those 3 steps in that order, and ta-da, you've got yourself a superconductor. So that's wild. That's wild. You could have done this in the 1800s. It's nuts.
Wait, so that's a superconductor? Is it like what temperature is it?
Room temperature and room pressure.
So it is room temperature
and room pressure.
So it's like just a
standard
temperature in your hand
yes.
superconductor.
Which is nuts.
Oh my God.
That's the thing. That's nuts. So one of the things they're struggling with right now is binding agents and trying to fit it together. What's going on right now? So now to the social media drama. So right now, there's a lot of people who haven't actually read the stuff. There's people who are skeptical. There are people who are like, yeah, but claims always come out and they're not true. Yeah, but every time a claim comes out and we're skeptical and it turns out it's not true, it's always a guy in his garage. Some harebrained individual thinks that they've got the Holy Grail and they start jumping up and down, and guess what? They don't. This is a pair of super nerds who've been doing this they made this their life's work. They cannot afford to be wrong. So like a good example of what would a skeptic say this is if it's not what it claims to be? They'll say it's a diamagnet. That it's diamagnetic and that it's simply just levitating due to the fact that it resists a magnetic field. And you can look up diamagnetism on Wikipedia and learn a little bit about it. It's one of the behaviors you can do with magnetism that also creates a levitating effect. But do you mean to tell me that these 2 people who've been working together since I was 9 years old to get this right, allegedly have had this actually figured out for a couple of years but didn't tell anybody, have finally got this working, brought in the biggest name they could get their hands on, and now it's causing a fight over the Nobel Prize because of it. And he went in skeptical, and he's staking his reputation on it and saying, yes, this appears to be legitimate. And now we're all trying to fact check them. Like, they know that within a few days, there's going to be mud on their face. And at this point in scale, especially with the way the culture of South Korea is, on their entire country, you mean to tell me they would just lie to us about this? I'm very confident that the results are real. So now all the skepticism I've seen is people who are just, this is the Twitterati who are just like nothing ever happens. They just like, they wouldn't believe your hand if you waved it in front of their face. They have to be contrarian about everything. So that's one thing to note, is there is skepticism, but like, think about this for a minute. This is why when people aren't thinking sensibly about this, I get a little bit in a huff about it, because it's entirely possible that they're wrong and that they didn't. But consider the stakes and give the other humans some credit, man. Give other people some credit that they understand the risk of the amount of trouble they'll get in if they crap the bed on this. So because there are a number of people who are very excited about this. While we were trying to deal with the drama, what do you need to Google? Supermagnet. Hi, Gecka. Supermagnetism. We're talking about the talking about the supermagnetism breakthrough, because you can just make it in your you can scroll back on the stream, but you can just make it with the Industrial Revolution technology. We're here with Raven and Conure in Conure's world making
things.
I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, but yeah,
village data.
We're making data.
Yes.
Yeah, we're making data packs with villages for each biome. So like, this is ones that would spawn on a beach, which are pretty cool. We're making one that'll spawn in the dark oak forest, and it's basically a non-illager, like, safe villager house. So it's really cool. But this is a crazy. There's a lot of crazy events. We just spent a while talking about aliens with Conure, and now I'm finishing up my superconductor rant. But yeah, look up the superconductors. You can look up, if you want to look up the Wikipedia article, it's they've already fleshed it out with a lot of stuff that's been the synopsis that people have given on the research papers. It's called LK99 is the name of the substance. But if you look up that on Wikipedia, or just room temperature and pressure superconductors that are going to change everything. I'm going to have a lot of links in the description of this video because we're talking about some crazy things. But the other drama that's going on right now is there's a whole bunch of engineers who've said, screw it, let's do it. And so they just took the formula. I just told you the recipe. So now people are like rushing to be the first one to do it. And so there's this guy, I believe his name is Andrew McCallum, and he's just kind of like posting just like, so he's one of those Elon Musk types who's into like the rocket and space stuff, and he's got his own startup company, and they're doing some kind of rocket technology startup company. He's probably based out of California, wouldn't surprise me, but he's doing, or maybe Texas these days. But anyway, he got super excited about this and basically said, stop the presses, forget what our startup's about. We're just gonna he's just having a me and the boys moment of, hey, let's do it. Let's make the superconductor. Let's see if we can be the first one to make it. And so the past day or two, he's just got the boys together, and they've just been working on it. And so tonight he should actually have the lead compounds mixed together, the lead sulfate and the lead oxide, into Lanner. It has like a brand name when you mix the leads together. It's like Lannerite. It's got a clever name like Larry. Lannerite, Larry, Lacquer. There's L's and K's. There's L's and R's and K's. It's actually a really nicer thing to say. I'm a nerd. Yeah, I'm a super nerd. This is us not hiding our power level. We talked about aliens, and now we're talking about this. But anyway, so he's just gone and done it. So he's been posting a lot of stuff, and people are getting really hyped seeing like him holding a crystal, and then there's some of the stuff, chemical reaction stuff, was causing some issues with their welding masks, so he just like put on a thick pair of sunglasses while welding. It was like, you people are out of your minds. But anyway, they're just goofing off in their garage trying to make this superconductor. Right. So they think so they should have this this first step done pretty soon here, and then they'll be able to move on to the lead phosphor compounds. But he's been posting about it. Well, his latest post that I saw on Twitter earlier, he actually showed like the different pictures of the different samples they're making. They're doing it in different quantities just to try to make sure they get it right. And so as he's going through that, he has some like diagrams and then some text he pasted in from the papers themselves. And then his notes that he wrote in this like MS Paint thrown together document, he's explicitly chose to use Comic Sans so that people wouldn't take him seriously. I just love the guy. Like, because he's like, this could be dangerous stuff and we don't know what we're doing. And he's exploded on Twitter and got a lot of attention. His name's Andrew McCallum. But I believe that's his last name. But it's Mick something like that. But but because he's blown up and it just exploded, he even posted the impression like his Twitter analytics of how much he blew up, and he's like, "Good grief, these are Wall Street bet numbers," which made me laugh. the like stock number go up when somebody made a really risky gamble and it went well. It looks like the Twitter analytics in the night mode he had, it looks a lot like the Robinhood app too. So it kind of had that, like, it looked like investing numbers. But anyway, he's really blown up and gotten a lot of attention, which is going to be really good long term for a startup company. So that's cool. So the fact that he's even trying this is actually paying off for him already, probably long term, from a business standpoint. But anyway, so he was talking about that, but I just loved the fact that he was talking with people and he was saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm really worried because I blew up on Twitter that people are going to start looking to me, like the media journalists and so forth. They're going to start thinking that I'm an expert on this stuff." It's like, we have no idea what we're doing whatsoever. We're just a bunch of goofballs who decided, screw it, let's do it. And so he's like, we decided we'd pick either Comic Sans or Impact font to like, like the meme font to like type out our results in, because we want people to know explicitly that we are dumb and we don't know what we're doing. So anyway, like, I love that engineering mindset of just like, why are you following me? But like, because you're doing the science and you're showing us. It's like, yeah, but what? But we're just stupid. Like, we don't know what we're doing. Like, so anyway, he's become my hero because it's very like, I'm not a hero. I'm just a regular hero. So it's kind of from an engineer standpoint that, and so I'm loving the guy. But anyway, yeah, that's been going on. So yeah, that's been my obsession today. There was even a hilarious post on Twitter where somebody was like, "Hey, does anybody know how I can get a home like stovetop oven up to 725 degrees Celsius?" And this was like a day or two ago, before this really hit critical mass and we knew all of this and we're talking about it. And or this little thread, before people connected the dots, they were just like, "Oh, if you take this, there was ways of cutting off the lock that locks on when you do an oven cleaning. You can get up to like 800 or 900 degrees Fahrenheit." If you were like, no, he said Celsius.
You can't do that with your oven, friends.
Well, that's the funny thing, but it sounds like some internet stoner, no offense to this individual, because we are in public, but some internet stoner is just like, "I'm gonna make a superconductor." It's like, no, you're not. You don't have a crucible.
No, you don't
have a bellows at a crucible. Okay, you're not getting it up to that temperature. But it's like, yeah, you could melt your oven at that temperature. It's like the oven itself would melt. You can't. No, you can't get an oven up to 725, let alone the 900. But like, you are not getting your oven up to 725 Celsius. But anyway,
people don't understand how damaging heat can be. Like, people just have no concept of what heat starts to do when you get it past a certain level. Like, it becomes ridiculous. It does things that just are alien to us.
Right. But yeah, that was a really funny Twitter, because this is just the lay banter kids of Twitter who don't know what they're talking about, just having that conversation about how to get an oven as hot as possible. Just like, guys, no.
maybe don't.
Just no. This is a you could do it at home, but in the sense that you could do it in your Mythbusters warehouse. No, do not try this at home, because lead powder is bad for you. lead oxide, and breathe. You really need to avoid skin contact with the white powder on your battery in your car, which is one of the 2 ingredients we're mixing in, the lead sulfate. Like, you really don't need to be touching that stuff. It's not good for you. But like, grinding that into a fine powder that like could get into the air and you could breathe. It's like, yeah, just turning your garage into breathable clouds of lead sounds like a bad thing. Leave it to the science and engineer people. Leave it to like, if you want to get a job in science to learn how to do this stuff, like, heck yeah, join us in the science fields and the STEM fields. I'm kind of jealous being in the computer science fields. I've been reassured by some of my NASA and other chemical engineering friends that, like, don't worry, 3D printing and other technology is still relevant. Like, you're still a part of the big picture and innovation. But I'm kind of like, yeah, but now I feel like I majored in the wrong thing. I enjoy being a software engineer, but I kind of had this moment of like, I don't know. I had this moment of like, they're having fun over there. I want to do the science.
Fear of missing out, yeah.
Science FOMO.
Yeah, well, I do a lot of science experiments in my own, just not chemical in nature. It's usually electrical in nature. I do a lot of them. I managed to.
I'm actually a scientist, and that's more than I can say.
I didn't manage to finish it as a bonus thing to one of my Halloween costumes. But my children made or I made my children. So I have twin boys, and they were Mario and Luigi for Halloween. Their third birthday, which is like, it was the second or third birthday where they're still toddlers and not particularly coherent and don't really know what's going on, but they did really like Mario and Luigi around that time and afterward. Well, they wanted to be it again last year when they were 4. And now they're kind of in that adolescent, they're well developed socially for their age, but they're kind of like kindergarten, first graders. You can have a conversation with them at length. They wanted to be Mario and Luigi again. And so it was like, what are you going to do? And so what we did is we went and dug up in the bowels of the internet, managed to find the Fire Mario and Fire Luigi white hats that they wear, and we got them the overalls and white shirts to match, so they were Fire Mario and Fire Luigi for Halloween. So that was really cool. But then I had to make them some fireballs to throw, and I have my I still have my Bowser. I was Bowser and my wife was Peach, and I have the I have like an exact wearable version of Bowser's spiky bracelets sitting here on my desk. They're pretty cool. But anyway, one of the projects I didn't end up doing, I made them some pretty cool fireballs out of tissue paper that looked like the fireballs that they could throw around, and it was awesome. I was considering using some sensors to make them light up when they threw them, but getting the right sensor sensitivity was a pain. From an engineering component standpoint, so I ended up not doing it. But I did do some electrical with those, and did manage to get a prototype that I didn't end up using, which was I took a bunch of like those fairy lights, you know, like average Twitch e-girl behind her, the white twinkling lights, yeah,
the ones on the strings,
indoor white lights. Yes, the
like
teeny tiny strings.
Those are fun. I love them.
Yes, that is Bikini Bottom. So they've actually finished a couple data packs over here, and one's going to be kind of gimmicky with like Bikini Bottom, and I've made like a resort area.
A giant shark head.
Yeah, show them the giant shark head.
The giant shark head. Sharky's Boat Shop. Yes. I made a I'll put source in the video, but I made a working lazy river, and so wherever you start in lazy river, see, these have been going for literal days now, but so this might be a structure we can include inside of it, but
yes,
but we made a lazy river. You want rafts for a lazy river? I grabbed the wrong thing.
Oh, here we also we made drinks. Here, show them the drinks.
Oh, show them the drinks. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we have so much stuff we do that we haven't been recording, and I haven't been doing videos, and I feel bad. So, I have sunscreen, which you can drink, but you're not supposed to drink.
You're not supposed to. It's
if you
not
drink
recommended.
It might get a little bit sick if you drink it. Yeah, feeling a little bit sick. Definitely feeling a little bit sick.
There we go.
It's almost over for those of you who can't stand looking at it. But anyway, that's funny. They made some.
It's only 15 seconds of nausea.
Yeah, they made some like alcoholic beverages, but the sunscreen was a fun thing.
The sunscreen's the best one.
There's a tiki bar over there, but
yes.
But yeah, I made a lazy river that actually works. This is not my invention. This is a really cool thing you can do, and you can do it at any depth. All you need to do is make sure there's not a block right here, and when you place a block here and remove it, it will create this pattern that causes it to suck in and push it forward. And so you can do that, and you can even do it with 2 of them to make it go diagonally. Where's a series of diagonals? Here you go, like that, where it pushes in diagonally. And so you can actually do like almost any degree you want. If you need to do like a 30-degree angle, you just kind of offset them by 1. And so you're spinning in circles. But yeah, so there's a whole bunch of, I got my sunglasses on. They're actually my redstone goggles, but yeah, so we've added a whole bunch of things, but this is their project mostly. That was the only thing I really did here. They've got but this is going to be able to spawn in vanilla on your beaches if you wanted to. So it's a really cool data pack. I don't know, do you guys have the Minecraft planet, what's it called, out yet for this, or is this one not ready yet?
Oh yeah, well you can see that there's no structure bounding boxes around it, so we haven't actually done the one.
This one's almost done. This one's almost done.
It's almost done, yeah, and we're going to incorporate a lot of the stuff from the actual Tiki Beach Village. So there's a normal Tiki Beach Village data pack that's just like not gimmicky and actually is supposed to feel like it would fit in Minecraft, and then there's going to be the Bikini Bottom one for if you just want to like do the most ridiculous stuff in your
right.
world.
Because we're picking up viewers, what have we done? Like, can we do
okay,
do a
so
tour of what is done?
Yes, okay, Doc, come back to 000. You should pick up the hyperdrive injector so you can follow me.
The hyperdrive injector. I love it. Yes, so he's added some attributes on this, and when you have it in your offhand, you can move around. So this is going to be crucial for us going through these quickly.
Yes.
If I can keep up with them.
So right now we're in cherry villages. Right now we are in the place where we built the cherry villages, and this was like a lot of people working together. This entire Japanese area over here was what Raven did, and this is like the coolest structure in the whole thing. It's gorgeous. The big, it's amazing looking. But yeah, a few other people have some sections as well. So this one right here is Davis's region, I believe. It's this big pink house. Like everything that's just big and pink and bubbly was Davis, pretty much.
Davis called Fred did a really good job.
Davis called Fred, yeah.
This was our first project ever, and this was like, we want to do this because it's 1.20 for the Redstone SMP. And if you've been watching the videos of people who are in the Redstone SMP, I need to link a bunch of them. This video is going to have a bazillion links, but I'll organize them very cleanly in the description. Probably pin it too. But yeah, this was our first big project of, hey, let's do a entire custom village in Cherry. And I think it turned out really great. Like, honestly, I'm impressed looking back at it. I'm impressed looking back at it because your first time you do something like this, it's always a little... Sometimes your second, third, fourth are way better than the first one. That's not the case with this. We did a good job. I'm very pleased. We did really good
this was our first attempt, and the fact that there were so many people working on it made it so that I could like sit back and experiment with the data pack. And that was like incredibly fun. And then I got to like merge all these different styles together. These over here were all from Button, who unfortunately is no longer in the Redstone SMP, but
yeah, he decided he didn't want to be part, but he did do some of these, and he's very talented. He did this.
He's an insanely good builder. We're very, very impressed, very thankful that he was here for the short.
We kind of miss him. He was a legend.
Yes, dude was awesome.
He did the koi pond, right?
Yeah, he did the koi pond, which oh, by the way, I figured out why the fish keep dying. They don't die; they despawn.
Oh.
So I need to make them persistent. Maybe I'll actually add this. Like, put fish in here and give them persistence.
Persistent fish? That seems reasonable for the data pack. That's not going to lag.
The persistence of fish.
It's just like 5 different tropical fish. And then so over here, I actually did these builds. These were mine.
See, it's just easier for me to follow you around.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to turn my nonsense off so we can see you more closely.
Yes. Okay, so these 4 town centers I built, some of them were partially inspired by existing vanilla villages.
They are really pretty, though. I didn't realize you actually built anything. Like, I don't know how I missed that, but like, somehow I got under the impression that you were just like, I can't build. You can build. These are really good.
He's a liar. He can build.
He's just as good as you are, Raven. He's really good. He just doesn't feel like he can. Self-confidence.
It's fine. I can build simple stuff. Like this tree right here was literally just me planting trees on top of each other over and over again. And it turned out cool. They all happen to spawn in the same direction, which cherry trees normally do not. Like so they get randomized for different directions, but they all went the same way, and that's cool. So yeah, that's pretty much all of cherry. And if you spawn that in,
we had time before the SMP started, so we went ahead and we started doing a mangrove village. So this is a village, and we customized the, I don't know if we have the skin examples visible, but we did customize the villagers a little bit. I'd have to look at, we have a texture pack that modifies the, I believe it was jungle? Question mark?
No,
yeah.
The swamp.
Oh, the swamp. That's right. So the swamp, rather than being purple, I changed the green of the swamp guys to match the green of the mangrove, and then I changed the purple on the swamp guys to be red. And so they're a barely implemented one. You'd have to take breed villagers over in a swamp in order to get them. There's no swamp village in vanilla Minecraft. But anyway, so we mapped those over to this.
Yes, I have a couple favorite things in the swamp village. This one was built by Raven. It is a statue of a frog, and this is one of my favorite things.
It is. I love it. Amazing. She's so good at making frogs. When we're done going through these, we should go through some. Do you still have some of the test generations?
Yes, I do. I deleted some of those chunks, but I do have some of them.
Okay, let's go through those after we go through these, looking at some of these structures.
Okay.
Yeah.
This right here was by another Redstone SMP member named Wicked Lord. He made this
He's
gazebo.
really talented.
This,
I really like it. I'm gonna have to take that out of my office.
One of my favorite things in the data pack. I was like,
it's
dude
really
comes on and just builds this. I'm like, damn, bro. Like,
yeah, we end up with a bunch of villagers.
Build. You never told us you
if you get a bunch of people who don't know Redstone together, odds are you got a bunch of people who are very talented at building. Something about Minecraft, that seems to be the case. If you want to fish out top tier builders, just look for people who are like, not really. Speaking of which, Gecka in the chat, we might have to suck into this project at this point because she's really talented too.
Yes.
Join us.
You and I have actually been introduced, so that would be that'd be fun.
Are you interested, Gecka? Because we have a whole separate Discord server where we run.
We have Corrupted. Corrupted's with us.
We have Corrupted. That's true. You don't have to commit to any time, but just like it's a place to.
It's okay. No pressure.
It's
no
a place
to
where we can gather minions to work for Raven. So she needs things.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes,
pretty much.
My minions.
I need people to replace me when I leave in 2 weeks or however long it is.
Yeah, can you send her an invite, Raven? Since
Yes.
I don't have my mod for switching tabs without screwing up the live stream.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Mangrove. We have actually I think this is it. Yeah,
real quick. One other thing. I believe Marazu built these. We also did this in our custom biome of the mangrove. What do we call it? Mangrove. It's a different type of mangrove. But anyway, he added these tree houses. So there's a rare chance you can just find a ladder as you're wandering through these mangrove swamps if you're paying close attention. And there's these like secret little hideaways that have like a chest and a bed. So it's like really cool. These are a really neat little. Oh, and the really, really cool thing about these is he made it so at night they automatically have a redstone lamp that turns on. So that's great. That's a neat thing. So this is actually kind of
a lot of the villages have that same thing.
Yeah.
With the lamps will turn on.
But you might be able to find one of these at night in our Redstone SMP swamp because they've got these lamps that turn on at night. So it's a really cool little addition. This is all stuff you can include as a data pack, and it'll show up in your world gen. We originally built these for the custom biome generation of the Redstone SMP, but we already have made some of it available, and we will be making the rest of it available, especially through me because I've shown off a lot and talked about a lot of stuff. And like, I am way behind on things, so like, I owe my
Corrupted to the stream.
I owe my peeps. Right if he's in,
he just said hi.
I did it. I just tabbed out and I lost my Minecraft. You can invite him, or he can come if he wants to join stream. If you want to join voice chat, Corrupted, you're more than welcome to. If you're on the stream, or you guys can message him. But yeah, and then this is kind of where oh boy, what are you guys doing over here? I did not see this. Were you experimenting with what do you call them?
Where?
Fortresses?
What are you
Not fortress, dungeon, fortress. All these words are
that is a stronghold. Okay,
stronghold,
so
that's the word. Stronghold.
When I was developing the chest data pack, I got bored one day and just decided to spawn a stronghold, and it did this.
Okay, interesting. Fun test. Okay, so anyway, what did you guys do we want to do the test examples first before we get on to the next things you guys built, or do we want to go through
yes, yeah, so let's do time set 6,000. Okay.
Yeah,
let's do test examples. So come down here. You can
All right. Cherry Village time. Welcome to a Cherry Village prototypes. This is what they might look like if they slid down a block.
Well, actually, yeah. So, and the buildings slide down a block. The streets seem to be at the right level, and the town centers are at the right level. But /place has a bug where the buildings are not. So they're all like 1 block off the ground.
Here's a better one.
But yes, here is one that spawned Raven's big archway, which is cool.
At the end of the village, yeah. So this is yeah.
This is a really good one. Also, a lot of these are experimental. So a lot of these actually use settings that are not in the final pack because these are just we were running around spawning crap.
Right. They're close enough. There's too many of certain ones. Enough, yeah. So, yeah. The only things that are different are we made it better. So we didn't.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're not seeing things that are not there. You're seeing things that got a little polish. But
okay. So I'm actually going to end up at a place like the place where we've done all our like testing of other random stuff that we're making.
Here's a
Okay, so
mangrove village
here's
example.
yeah, no, we should the cursed cherry mangrove tree. Cursed cherry
Oh,
mangrove tree.
The
the
Chergrove.
Changrove.
Changrove.
The
The
Changrove.
Changrove.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what happens when you have
Oh
long
my
conversations and Raven needs something to do, and it just
Yes.
keeps getting crazier the more she worked on it.
I still love it.
We added
We
added
need to-
command blocks for party. Here we added the party block.
Oh, the party block. And then we like
Yes.
made absurd numbers of particles and regretted it. There were some shenanigans we had at the time.
Almost crashed the server for a while, but it was fun. It was fun.
It was good time.
And then
and we were building people's heads to make fireworks out of.
yeah,
was
this
the
is
thing.
something we might be including in something in the near future. We thought about doing it on a Redstone SMP, but
Yeah.
a little finicky. But we could basically make little fireworks that exploded with and looked like someone's head. Conure does amazing data pack work. If you haven't seen some of Conure's videos, you got to, because he's got some crazy stuff. Here's another couple example villages that kind of look. I think these are closer to our final copies, right?
Oh, no, I'm stuck in my own face. Okay, here we go.
Oh no, I'm in my face.
That's like a personal problem.
Cut back on the LSD, my friend. Dude, I'm stuck in my own face. What are you on? Psychedelics.
Yeah. Okay,
Not
so
even
these were actually some of the reason we decided to set up shop and do tests here were because like these were some of the best village tests we ever did. So like these are really amazing.
Yeah. And these kind of look cool at night with the soul lanterns.
Wait. Time set. Yes,
There's a
nighttime.
random glowing frog over here. It's Frog.
It's Frog.
Frog with a PH. That's how you guys are always able to find him, because he glows.
Yes, he glows.
But
He's
yeah,
not
so
alone. There are several frogs.
So this is our design, and the blocks that you can see that you won't, when you do a test run, it won't actually show the puzzle structure blocks that we were looking, the jigsaws, right?
Yes.
Like you can kind of see those on the pieces when you actually generate one, this is what it will look like in real life. Only these
the jigsaw blocks are programmed to disappear and turn into other blocks, so that's just how they work.
Right. And so these meld into the terrain at whatever height, rather than being popped up a block, which is what you're going to see here in our flat world. But yeah, this is kind of what it looks like, and it's really, I think it's really pretty. Oh, you know what we're not doing? Shaders.
What?
Options, video settings, shaders. What shader? Rethinking voxels was really cool, wasn't it? It was a little glitchy sometimes, but
it looks really good with the mangrove because it's got the blue.
Shaders in a live stream. Everybody, hang on.
It might explode. We don't know.
I've never had problems with explosions. Poor Raven has problems sometimes when she changes.
I
shaders.
have issues.
Her Minecraft likes to crash when that happens. All right, look at this. Imagine walking through a swamp and you see a faint light in the distance, and then seeing this.
It's spooky.
Oh my! Okay, your stream is a little bit delayed. I'm seeing it now. That is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh yeah,
it looks so cool.
Gosh,
I've been wanting to show this on a live stream for a long time. This is the thing, is you can see beautiful pictures when people take stuff with shaders, but it's something else when you're walking around in it. It's completely like walking around in the painting is just wild. The Changrove. Did you find the Changrove? I love the aura. It has an aura on it. You've got this like blessed aura on the Changrove. There's some kind of mist around it. It's weird. You can like see.
Oh, it does. Holy crap.
The holy Changrove.
The most cursed cherry mangrove tree.
You can see the magic emanating off of it.
Yes.
Don't get too close because you'll get withered.
It's also radiation. Who knows?
Yeah, it's the
radioactive. That's why the wither roses are growing. They grew from the radiation.
Yeah.
Something like that. Now we got to go look at a cherry village test example.
Well, it's right next to us.
Yep, it's right here. Yeah, so here's your cherry. We don't have a whole bunch of villagers wandering about.
Yeah, I think we've run like one too many kill all commands for there to still be villagers around.
Fair enough, and that's probably good for your machine's performance.
Yeah,
you can see some of the artifacts that appear with Rethinking Voxels. It's a little finicky. It's a fork of Rethinking Voxels, so if you've seen Rethinking Voxels, it looks very similar. I'm going to be doing a video at some point where I show off how to get really good performance on with shaders. If you have a mid-level quality, if you have a decent quality CPU, you can do some really crazy stuff without going too far. That's weird. It doesn't do that normally. I wonder if it's related to the stream. But like the biggest thing to notice about rethinking voxels is the shadows cast. And so you wouldn't see how the light shines through this and you've got these shadows cast on the wall. That would not be the case in regular Minecraft shaders. It's the closest thing to actual ray tracing, like RTX without RTX, that you can possibly get. I've got a pretty good computer, but I don't. My graphics card is a GeForce 980 Ti, so it's not the best thing ever made. But I can still manage some of this with a little bit of quirks. But yeah, the lighting from Rethinking Voxels is fantastic. But you can kind of feel the coziness. The other biggest thing that Rethinking Voxels does on top of complementary shaders is colored lighting. And so if you see right here, this is discolored because there's a green light right here that's shining green light. A green light casting, I said that right. Yeah, a green light that's casting green light down here. And so you can kind of see there's the warmer light here and then the green, cooler green that's coming out of this. But that's a
And we need to, we're right next to the noodle shop. We haven't officially acknowledged the noodle shop yet.
Oh, like, the noodle shop. Oh yeah, so this is one of the coolest builds that Raven did early on, which is this like ramen shop. Look at her banners. Those are vanilla. That's brilliant. I love it.
Ramen shop.
And I'm not gonna open the chest.
That's not true. Yeah, you can open that one. You can open that one.
Oh, that's one. This is a test.
Yeah, because it's not a template. It's not a template.
It's
just don't open a chest if there is a white bounding box around
or
it.
That is it. Yeah, because if you need to update it later. Yeah.
Yes,
so
exactly.
You have to create chests that have never been opened before in order for them to have loot tables. And so when we put chests in villages, you have to make sure, because if you open a chest, it resolves the loot table and turns it into a chest that actually has those items in it. And you don't want every single village to have the same items. And ignore the loot table. Yes. But you can see the way these shadows are cast is kind of fun. Hopefully my computer's not choking on the video stream. It looks like it's okay. I'll try not to move around too quickly.
Your stream looks fine. Wait, it's on low quality. Oh, wait, maybe that's just my computer that put it on low quality.
It says excellent connection, so I should be okay.
Yeah, it's running fine for me.
Okay, well, it's done horrible things in the past when my computer was bottlenecking, and Rethinking Voxels is not particularly performant.
No, it's not.
It's probably the least performant. The thing is, they're trying to do things that no other shader has dared attempted, and so you get what you pay for. And if you're gonna pay more computer resources, if you want more, you're gonna have to pay more.
It's pretty,
but it is gorgeous. But yeah, this is Cherry Village at night. There's set noon, which is also 6,000. So this is kind of the daytime. So isn't that picturesque? I just love it, and we need a cherry.
It's very serene.
And obviously, we're missing the obvious, which is the cherry tree. Because this would be spawning surrounded by cherry trees.
Exactly.
So, like, you just need, like, some lo-fi, like, chill step music, and you can just have it sit like this and be the video. And people will watch it for hours of just, like, welcome to... Oh, I've got weird blue glitchiness on the bottom of my screen. That's actually... This shader specifically has that issue.
Yeah, it does.
This version has that bug. So the blue on the bottom of my screen is not my... I don't have a crappy monitor. That's actually the shader. If I put it on complementary shaders, that blue line on the bottom will go away. But, yeah. So just put this on like chill lo-fi beats to listen to while playing Minecraft and just have people watch my 2-hour long video and become the next big thing. I'm planning on doing a new channel at some point. I need to get back into my main channel, but I kind of want to do like a Plasma Vibes, and I want to do something like this. But I also have like a bunch of mobs and mods that I want to do, and some aesthetic changes I want to make. And I think some of these videos would be a good fit for it. So it's going to be kind of like the beauty of Minecraft, because I'm a Redstone nerd, and my main channel is always going to be my Redstone stuff. I've got a lot of like automatic mining bores and things that are backed up that I have some recordings. I need to polish them. Gecka knows about one of them. But videos that will be coming, but once I get those coming, the next thing is going to be I need to do another channel, because there's a lot of like wholesome things that I want to post on YouTube simply because they're wholesome and they have less and less to do with redstone engineering and Minecraft nerdiness, and a lot of them are just like, this is pretty and I made a texture. And so I think I want to do a separate channel for that reason. I also I think I want to gamble on the fact that there's a real possibility that when I do that, those kind of like music video. Oh, that's another thing is I might write my own music. I might play some guitar or whatever and use that. But like if I end up doing some of that stuff, and those long videos that people can put on in the background have a tendency to blow up on YouTube here and there. If that channel blew up, I would not want it to be overlapping with and poison my channel. So it's one of those like side projects. Maybe something comes of it, maybe something doesn't. But that's kind of what we're looking at. All right, so I think we've been pretty thorough on the mangrove and the cherry. So
we haven't shown off the chess arena.
The chess arena. Oh, that's right.
Right behind you.
Oh yes. Yeah, we played chess.
Yes, we played chess, and in this place, Raven built this place for us to play chess.
So he built a working chess set.
Wait, hold up,
in Minecraft. This should probably be another stream. We probably should not do that this stream.
I'm not gonna do the whole thing. I just want to show off
we
what
won't
the
play
board
chess,
looks like.
but we'll probably do a chess stream where we play chess together. That would be so much fun. But he's going to put the chess set down.
Yeah, and it'll be like, okay, chess. Nope.
So in 1.20 they released a bunch of they gave a bunch of features that allow you to put models of blocks like entities floating in midair, and through that you're able to make your own custom models and things. And so he made a working chess set. And so if you come over, can you start the game just so
just hit or click the board and it'll start the game.
Right.
So
click,
just
right?
like
yeah.
Forward, left,
and so
click,
like
either one works.
White goes first. Oh, so it doesn't break it. Cool. So yeah, so I could go this one, and I could choose whether I wanted to move it 1 space forward or 2. So if I moved it at 1, I could move it there.
And then I could be like, hey, I'm going to move my knight, and he goes up there.
Right.
No, okay, let's not actually play chess, though.
No, let's not, but I wanted to show... this is a rook. I just want to show that it's completely working. Yeah, look, I just moved my bishop diagonally. So anyway, so we're going to do a stream where we have some chess shenanigans in Minecraft, because you can also scale it to be enormous. Oh, it's so much fun.
You can make it huge.
So we could do like Harry Potter chess, like we do giant chess or whatever.
There you go.
So anyway, this is a really neat thing that we're going to be doing in the future that we've been messing with, and I think he's got some videos on his channel already. But
I have a video with
do a live stream.
I have a video of me playing chess with Moonshine, and Raven was there watching.
Because
that was
too
great.
Silly to play chess.
Speaking of the long list of things I need to put in the description. So all right. So after we got done with that, and you guys came back and started working on.
Oh yeah, we
came back,
right? And that was when I was gonna make a tutorial about like how to make these villages. So we made a new village alongside me doing those videos, and that was the Badlands village, which I will run to very, very quickly because I remember where it is. It's right over here.
And I will teleport because even being able to move fast, I can't keep track of where you went. So this is our Wild West. It'll spawn on the top of the mesas.
Yes. In the Badlands. And this one actually has like a ton of different Terralith biomes that it will spawn in. Like, so if you have Terralith installed, there's something like 5 different ones that we just thought were great for this village. So it'll be pretty common in Terralith worlds, but not all that common in regular ones.
Trading post. Oh, I'm on creative. Yes. I just have F1. But yeah, there's a bunch of neat. What are some of the cool additions here? We've got
the Alamo.
There's the Alamo. There it is.
Yes.
You guys remember the Alamo? You better.
Remember the Alamo.
Yep. Don't forget the Alamo.
Is the bestest thing.
But yeah, it's kind of a somewhat restored Alamo. But Raven did a really good job on this. It's the ruins of the Alamo reimagined. And somewhat scaled down a little bit. Yeah, and
if you download this data pack, there's a secret book in here. You can go find it.
The credits book. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a credits book. That's what it is.
But there's some really cool things that you guys have added here. What else do we have going on? Oh, you have like the town square here with the flags.
Yes.
The fort.
The fort. Let's see. I never kind of had you guys walk me through all of the pieces. I've seen most of them. We did debate for quite some time what kind of Oh, it's a carriage. I love it. This needs to be robbed by a
stagecoach.
Stagecoach. Yes, the stagecoach. That's a really good stagecoach.
Yes.
But we had like wagons, supply wagons that we had to meddle with to get the right sizing on. I had some. I helped a little bit.
Oh yeah,
with that.
Plasma built this windmill. This was your contribution.
And it had some problems, and Raven fixed it to make it look better. Because I was well, the thing is, I needed to figure out how to get two materials that wouldn't connect like this, so that it actually looked like a central pillar while you had the diagonal tower. And Raven was smart enough to know that that was how you did it. But yeah, so that's our little windmill. So gotta have a pump for the water, right? And then this is one of the first things you guys built. We have the knack, like we always start off on a good foot, but the saloon is really cool.
The saloon it's like we gotta do it first.
Yeah, so it's got a bunch of
there's those sketchy hotel rooms on the top floor of the saloon.
Yeah.
For minding your business, that's what they're there for.
For the ladies of the night.
You put it that explicitly, then yes.
Well, YouTube won't trip up on that.
Yeah.
I have no problem saying it. It's the algorithms that don't like me. Here's all the villagers. If I can find my pack, I might be able to. Resource packs. Do I have? I have a bunch of experimental crap that doesn't do anything. Is this it? V8 question mark? Please don't break a bunch of things. I'm gonna be really sad if it does.
Redstone SMP. Redstone SMP.
There we go.
V8 looks like the latest one.
Yeah, I would only know from looking at the some of the files inside my system. So this is what we did is we reworked the Redstone SMP because it had the cherry and mangrove. So we reworked the swamp villager to look like he belongs in a mangrove swamp, and so he has his red matches the mangrove wood and the mangrove leaves green rather than being the more teal green of the swamp. And then we altered the plains villager to look like plains from a distance and still be compatible with the plains. But he's not. He's actually compatible also with the cherry, and we added some cherry blossoms, so it's almost like a kimono so it's like a 75% normal villager that still looks good in a villager biome or in a plains biome or in a default biome. But because everything was going so hard cherry, it's fine to add just a little bit of pink, and then on closer inspection, he's a cherry one. So that was our coping mechanism to have our cake and eat it. I kind of like him, but anyway, that's just a show off.
Yeah, I thought both of them turned out really good. I thought those were awesome.
And maybe we'll be able to do some kind of resource data pack hybrid in the future. We'll see if we want to add a bazillion new villager types. I have a few ideas on how that might be implemented without it costing performance, but you still have to edit some NBT data of existing villagers, and it gets interesting. But that's fine.
And I don't know.
Corrupted's been doing retextures.
Just as a brief aside,
eventually. Go ahead.
Yeah, as a brief aside about like how that custom NBT data works, you can add any custom tag you want to an item. You cannot do that to an entity, right?
Right.
So for a villager, we'd have to figure out if it like responds to some property that the villager already has, and then figure out how to change that property that the villager already has.
Well, I will tell you now that I know for a fact that you can customize their item MBT at your heart's content. So it's entirely possible that we just like do some shenanigans and make one that's misclassified. I bet there's a way to do one that you can detect through a resource pack that probably. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might be interesting. You might have to do it with that custom entity texture mod. I'll have to look because I've seen it done. It's one of those things where I know someone has done something like that, but it might involve. I don't know actually. We'll have to look into it. I've even seen custom animations on it. It's just a dark art. To put it simply, there's general consensus in the Minecraft community that you can't do it, but that goes for a lot of the things that we're going to do anyway because we're just that good. so whenever I hear impossible, I laugh because we've got a lot of wild things, and like you don't believe me, just go watch some of Conger's videos. He's done some.
You must
we
find
made chess
Burger
in
King ads
he made
hilarious.
chess in Minecraft. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's go look at the other village. Unless you wanted to see more of the Wild West one.
I think we've just about covered most of the stuff here. What's next? So after you guys built this, and to be clear, real quick, this is out there and available. You guys made it available, and I think you both did a video on it. So go check out their channels for that.
This was the one where I did the tutorial, and Raven has made like 2-minute cinematic shot compilations of all of these.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that like Raven's video is also posted on Planet Minecraft. So if you just go there and look at the data pack, you'll be able to watch it.
Oh gosh, you guys have really done this right. You guys are gonna like blow up on Planet Minecraft and end up big on YouTube because you put stuff on Planet Minecraft, and I'm gonna be sitting here with my 2,000 subscribers, and you guys are gonna be like, "What's your problem?" It's like, we've got 50,000. What are you doing? Because you guys are doing some really amazing work, and now you're actually putting it out there for people to see where people get it, and so I need to take a leaf out of your book for some of my future projects. I really got to get my stuff out there, some of my redstone builds or whatever. So what happened next? So after this was finished...
Okay. So we just immediately started speedrunning the Tiki Village, and I will run to where that is. It's this way. It is over here. So, okay, so I'm here now at the Tiki Village.
I changed the color of moss in the Redstone SMP for reasons.
Right. I saw that on your stream. You've got like this weird cyan.
Forgive me the cyan moss. I might take it back off in a minute, but we're fine. We're not in Mossland. Oh, we are in Mossland.
So now we're caught up to what we were showing off earlier. This is the Tiki Village.
I am going to take it off, actually. Because it's in it. I wanted to show off the villagers. Anyway. Where's Kanye? There he is.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, we're right here. Right here. So this is about what we were showing off earlier. This is the Tiki Village. Yeah. It's got like Tiki themed stuff, and all of the stuff you see encased in white boxes is the stuff that is already out there in a data pack on Planet Minecraft. The rest of the stuff that is like that looks like other related builds, but most of it's kind of wacky. What?
The umbrellas are not in a box.
Yeah, the umbrellas are going to be in the wacky one. We made some Tiki umbrellas over here. So like they're made out of hay bales instead. And they're like beach umbrellas and stuff. But we're going to add this little pool. We're going to add probably Doc's Lazy River. He was talking about earlier.
So I'm very proud of how small I was able to make that because generally lazy rivers are far bigger than that. I really squished it to get it down that small to the size of a house.
We're going to add Sharky, because we love Sharky.
We love Sharky.
And we're going to add Bikini Bottom. And I was actually thinking Bikini Bottom might be one coherent unit. So like it'll always show up with SpongeBob next to Squidward next to Patrick.
See, that's the cool thing with that's the cool thing with jigsaws is you can control the likelihood of things and you can guarantee it in some cases. And so we can actually guarantee those. Or Con can.
And we might. Well, I was thinking I would just make them all part of the same structure, not even any jigsaws.
Oh, that would be smart. That would not be. Would not be a bad idea.
But and another one that might spawn might be the Chum Bucket and Krusty Krab, but maybe later. I don't know. We haven't built that yet.
Yeah, that's on the to-do list.
Yes, but we're not building that because the thing is, like, right after we got done with Tiki, we immediately moved on to Woodlands or Dark Forest, and that is what we are actively doing right now. That is what we were doing when the stream started, and that is what I am supposed to be doing, but I'm just talking to you instead.
Yeah, we're streaming. Consider this a massive status update. We hopefully won't be this distracted all the time. So this is a...
Okay, so basically how this is going to work, this one is going to work very differently from the rest of the other villages, right? So basically how it's going to work is just like the Woodland Mansion, the entire big outside shell of the house is going to spawn as 3 units. I mean, the structure block actually can't encompass the whole thing.
Oh, okay. So I've been wondering about how you're doing the lines. So you're going to go clunk, clunk, clunk.
Yes, the structure. So we would have put it all in one structure block if that was possible, but the structure block has a limit of 48 blocks in all 3 directions.
Yeah.
And in the Z direction, this thing. Well, now it's more because of all the decorations around the windows.
Yeah, because it's decorations.
But this was far longer than 48 blocks. So we split it up into 3. We split it up into a center and then a right wing and a left wing.
And you're going to, within the context of those rooms.
So we're inside the shell, we are leaving all of the rooms empty. And you see how there's always an upward facing jigsaw inside each of these rooms, right? What that is going to do is pull from one of these, where I am right now. So it's over.
So you've got a rooms 5x5 inside. I'm turned around.
So so all of the 5x5s. So that room that you were just looking at, that jigsaw could pull any one of these interiors to fill its space, and that's kind of how this village is going to work.
So what do we got here? We've got a nothing.
It's a bedroom, yeah.
It's just a bedroom. I'm just looking for villager blocks. I didn't see one. You've got a cutting table.
We haven't added villager blocks yet. We haven't added those.
Oh, so you're still planning. So just a bedroom.
we haven't even made the data pack yet. We're just like planning this out.
This is like a, what do they call them?
This is a voodoo room.
A voodoo. Oh, that's
we
what
call it the voodoo. We call it the voodoo.
Yeah, it does feel a little voodoo.
And look, we got like all the green and purple potion stuff, and then the campfires where we burn souls. Right here. And we've got, so this is a bathroom. This is kind of funny. It doesn't actually do anything. It's just a bathroom.
Nonsense. I can flush the toilet. Oh.
Yes.
Anyway. That's great.
And then this one over here, I mean, this is just like the archery house. So basically the rooms are the equivalent of the houses in a normal village.
Right.
This one has like the archery job block. This one has cartographers. And I made like probably one of my favorite banners I've ever crafted for the cartography one. Love that one so much.
That one does look really good.
And
we have a
over
teeny
here
tiny
we've got a shepherd. And the saved structure actually does have sheep in it. I killed them because they were loud.
Fair.
But like when it gets spawned in, the sheep will still be there. This is a butcher thing, so it's kind of got like, and you can imagine all these are always going to have roofs, right? So this is going to be like one of those brick hood things coming down from the ceiling, and it's got the butcher block in the center, the smoker. And then this last one is, I mean, I just haven't thought up a room to build here yet, so it's nothing as of right now.
Yeah, we don't have one in place yet.
Yeah,
but
and then we've also got 7 by 10 rooms as well.
Ooh.
So,
as the bigger size.
Yes,
I didn't realize you had classification. I love your classification system. It's very well organized.
Yeah. So this one is a swimming pool that the fisherman uses to catch fish because there are fish in it.
That
was funny.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Welcome to the wacky wild dark oak forest.
It's no sillier than the actual woodland mansion.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
So yeah, we've got a farm, we've got an animal pen, we've got a blacksmith, which I don't know if it looks good. I might change it later. We've got.
I'm thinking we might. I think what you should, if possible, I think you should, rather than doing an awning, you should have like a stone or metal floor. Like, can you change the floor on these, or is that?
Well, that's the way we're implementing it. We can't change the floor.
So if that's the case, what I would do is I would put like a floor layer underneath of stone on top, and so it's like raised. So you come in the door and you step up, and then you have like your hot, dangerous things in the middle, away from the wood.
Kind of like your blacksmith from the mangrove village that was like raised off the ground,
right?
With lava in the center, but we don't want to add lava because this is a wooden building.
Is this wooden building?
I always like to toe the line and flex. There's part of me that's like, I would love to try and put lava in the dead center and just be like, oh, it's not touching, because I bet you could. Looking from what I know about the shape of lava, we talked about it a while back. The map of where it goes. You could probably put lava here in the dead center and not have any risk whatsoever of setting fires. That would be amusing to do, just to violate anything that violates the typical Minecraft rules. Oh, and I missed the library. I like it.
Yeah, this is the library. Like every other library in every other village we have made, it has a secret book somewhere hidden in it. And then the last one is a bedroom full of tons of beds, because this is where we're going to store the villagers en masse.
It's the bunker.
Yay! Well, if anybody plays in a world that has this, of course they're going to do that. So.
Yeah.
So
and so these will just spawn. These will just randomly populate the interiors of the rooms in this gigantic mansion, and that's how this is going to work.
This is going to be
about all there is
super awesome. So it's going to be like a wholesome, non-illager mansion.
Yeah, exactly.
So, are there any plans you guys have that you want to reveal? So
Oh,
what are we
well,
going? Where do we go
okay.
from here? So you
Well,
guys
so the next
have these
thing
out.
we've talked about, I think we might have mentioned this earlier, the next village we're gonna probably make is like the Mayan jungle.
I'm super excited for that.
For the sparse
I
jungle,
don't-
specifically.
Yeah, it's gonna spawn in the
in the
sparse
sparse
jungle.
jungle biome, they're going to be adding
Mayan
very Mexican vibe.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
I
Mexican, Mayan,
might
Aztec
actually-
ruins.
I might actually try and be heavily involved in that one because that one sounds like a lot
That
of
would
fun.
be fun.
I'm
Yeah, I
totally
would
down
love
for that. We'll see if I actually get off my butt and do more than one thing, but that's but yeah, that's I'm hoping that I can be a lot more help when we get to that point. The one of the ones I'm interested to see when we get there, one of the ones you did mention was the Louisiana Bayou for the swamp. That could be fun.
Yes, I'm very excited about that.
And I've got some nutty ideas when we get to a different server room with some world edit where we can start doing stuff at scale. I've got some ideas for some custom data packs. So we've kind of split out skill set responsibility wise. Raven is just going to lead us on building things because she's incredible at it. And Conure is so fast when it comes to data packs and just getting the code, which is funny because he's the physicist, I'm the engineer. It just shows you how much smarter he is. But I've been doing the biome stuff. And so they're going to be doing some data packs that are standalone that work with vanilla. I'm going to be trying to make biomes centered around these for these to populate in. And there's been a number of ideas of what we could do biome-wise. But I'm basically working on my own version. Think of it as my own version of Terralith, but that's pointing out that like Terralith is kind of the gold standard for world gen. I'm going to be trying to do some of my own world gen. I've got a couple ideas for some packs. One of them, things I want to do is I want to make a hybrid of the single biome terrain generation and the regular terrain generation. What that means is you could essentially have like dry swamps and hot swamps and cold swamps. You could have a frozen swamp. So like you'd be able to have like a swamp variant of every single biome.
Swampier swamps.
Yeah, swampier swamps. And that would be really fun. And then we could do something similar where you basically do desertification of every single biome. And so I kind of want to do that. And a lot of these will kind of mix into that. So those data packs, these will be compatible with and be able to go in.
Well, part of a project we're calling Thunderbird's World Gen, which is a play on all three of our names.
Yeah, because I'm the plasma orb, the lightning, and
the thunder.
Conure's a type of parrot, and we've got Raven over here. So, and what's even funnier is to the extent that my wife helps. Her handle's Stormy, and so, but yeah.
So she's also Thunderbird, yeah.
Yeah, so we've got Thunder and Storm, yeah.
Or Thunders and Birds.
Plasma and Storm and Birds and Birds. Yeah, but like we've kind of become the Thunderbird team. So like, I don't know if there'll ever be a Thunderbird SMP, but like maybe maybe as a milestone, that's a good thing to shoot for, especially as you advertise, because I'd be totally willing to pay for and run it. We could totally do like all of this stuff together in a survival server. When we are done, when we / you are done, or feel like you've kind of hit the okay, we've done all of the biome villages we want to do, we should totally do like a Thunderbird SMP. That'd be fun. See how many might open it up to more people rather than less. I would like to do that. I think we'd have to have some heavier moderation tools, but we'd be able to do that, and it'd still be whitelist only. But all you have to do is kind of be part of whatever group.
And I will probably be in school by then.
Hard to say, honestly. Hard to say, because this might be a year or two out. This could be a few years down the road. So
yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah,
who
if
knows?
We do it during summer vacation or something. Yeah.
Who knows? How busy? We'll be able to work it out. But like this is itching for it. This is begging for it, and so much so that we made an SMP with it, and we've had a hard time spending time on the resident SMP because we're over here.
And by the way, so we have made each one of these villages is a separate data pack. So like if you want to get one but not the others, or like mix and match,
absolutely,
you can always just pick those. However, I am also working, and I have already started putting together one big one that will just have all of the villages, and I think
to rule them
The
all.
yeah, it'll just be like I called it like the Thunderbirds Village Collection, and it'll just be up. And
that
I will
sounds like
probably.
That's a really good name
What?
for. I'm just thinking in terms of marketability, and like that's a good name. That's a
Yeah.
good. I love the Thunderbird Village Collection.
Yes.
That sounds that would go on Minecraft Planet. That would work.
So I'm going to release that one probably either after we finish this one or after we finish the buy-in. I don't know. I will be releasing it before I go to school. That is all I know.
Oh, fair enough.
And if we continue to make more villages after I've released it, I'll just keep updating it because you can do that.
Right.
Yep.
I would love
Planet
it.
Minecraft has a great updating system.
That's good to hear.
And it bumps you if you update, so you get more attention just for posting an update.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Because I have the mindset of like I don't want people to see something that's half finished and be like,
Well, and I don't want to do that either.
No, but here's the thing: is then it bumps it in the algorithm when you update it. Then you get rather than waiting and then putting it out there, put it out there and then update it and then update it and then update it. And so I think it's also people search for last updated, and so.
So I don't know, Plasma. I don't know if we updated you on this, and it might be good to officially announce it to the stream as well. The total amount of downloads that we've got on all 4 of our villages is over 2,600.
Holy freaking crap! That's amazing. To put that in perspective, we are people in the 3 and 4 digits of subscribers on YouTube. We are the little people, and so that's impressive. If I put it out on my Discord and tried to get everybody to download something, I could probably get 5. But like that's if I put it out on my channel, I could probably get 20 downloads. But like that's impressive. That's impressive.
So easy to blow up on Planet Minecraft.
Well, now I've learned my mistake. We need to do more projects. I need to do more projects.
Project.
Well, and so, and by the way, that was like 2,600 downloads on all of our village,
and it's fairly
like
new. It's
like 1,200 on Cherry alone.
Yeah, just Cherry.
People are just looking for Cherry, and
people are looking for Cherry, exactly.
Now what you got to do is once you get the combo out there, you can say part of the Thunderbird Datapacks series. If you haven't put that, I can go through and help you do some marketing stuff. But the Cherry one sounds like it will continue to grow. And what you need to do is you need to have in the description clearly delineated so people can see. But wait, there's more. Go download this one too, and you will get so many more downloads. But
yes,
you don't need it. But hey, guess what? If you like this one, which they will, then you will also like this one and this one and this one and this one and forget double dipping, quadruple dip on that.
I've said I have the description of every single one of them so far actually says it's part of the Thunderbirds World Gen project. It doesn't say what that is, and it doesn't link to anything else. It just says it's part of that.
As soon as you guys are ready to become more open on it, or as we get to where we want to do some kind of SMP type of thing, we can open up a Discord server for people to access. So
Yep.
What am I doing here?
Oh, Gecka just got on Minecraft.
But yeah, that would be delightful. I'm just super impressed. There's Raven and Conure work together so well. Oh boy, look who it is. Look who it is. You can join if you want. You can join the. She should be able to join the
voice chat.
Boom, voice chat.
Yeah. Whoa.
She is.
How's it going? What's up?
I have to turn the stream volume off.
No, that's probably fair.
Yeah. I
welcome.
have it sound off as well.
Oh, hello,
We've kind of done the tour digitally, but now you're here. Oh, he's got a creative button for people who aren't OP. You can trust You can just trust Gecka. She knows what she's doing.
She's okay. I will. Yeah.
She's part of Raven, and she's part
and
of
you have to be opt to see the bounding boxes anyway, and that's kind of important. So I want you to see that.
Oh, Davis has his name in flowers over here. This was something they were showing me on the SMP. The flowers are impressively usable.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't mind me. I have a tendency to teleport to people because I keep getting lost. It's the fastest way to get unlost. Rather
Okay,
than where?
yeah, guys, you
Oh,
have the hyperdrive. Do you know how to use it?
You just
Nope.
put it in your offhand while
Put
you're
it, just
while
flip
walking.
it to your offhand, yeah.
Heard you gasp as you moved. This is all you go swoosh. Go.
I love this.
It's a way to get around. If you need to look around at things,
Cashew?
this is a big. There's a lot of stuff. So
The reason I implemented this is because
this
you,
is
like,
not.
if you remember the server layout, you will be
I-
able to run across the server from
It helps.
region to region.
It helps Conure
Yeah.
more than it helps me, but I do have. What's
I
sad
have
is
a map
I
mod.
have a map and I'm not using it because I'm a dummy dum dum.
I have the
literally-
map mod to
just-
cheat.
there's-
That's what I use.
Love navigation stuff. It's fun. Where did you go? Oh, I see you guys. You're still running around Cherry. Okay.
We spawned. The reason why we have this here, the reason why we have the acacia was actually to kind of get some architectural inspiration to make sure we were consistent with our main grid design. This was a long time ago. We spawned one, and that was actually really valuable because we learned that we could do these kind of supports underneath for the swamp because I think I was experimenting at the time, and Conure generated this for me, and I was like, oh, I could do that, because I'm trying to figure out how to make it look good on the bottom. It was just like, oh, Vanilla's already got this, because one of the design inspiration things that we've been trying to... I'm so lost. I think she's lost too.
I don't know where you guys went. Hello.
Okay, so one of the things that... I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so one of the design motivations is not to make S-tier builds, which is hard when you have someone as talented as Raven. But what we're trying to do is make it feel like it fits in a vanilla world. And so that was kind of a big thing. So when we were looking at trying to design these, like the size of them, the color palette, you didn't want to get too carried away and do the kind of things people do, especially inspired by the Hermits, where they try and mix blocks a whole bunch. You can do it a little bit, but you don't want to get too carried away and make it feel like a player made it. You kind of want it to feel like if Mojang added something half decent to Minecraft. Trail ruins.
Yeah, we'll get to those.
Yeah.
That's the other project.
Trail
is the
ruins
trail
are-
ruins
Yeah,
project.
that's right. We have that on the back burner, and we just have not gotten around to actually
All right.
doing it. Is making better trail
I
roads.
am completely willing to come out and publicly public shots at Mojang. I am extremely displeased with their efforts on 1.20 when it came to trail ruins. It looks like they got somebody from HR who pretended they liked Minecraft to go in and build them. It looks like somebody who's been playing it for a very short period of time. Not a lot of attention to detail was put in. No inspiration based on existing designs. Nothing that fits the aesthetic. It's very like, what on earth were you thinking? Like, who told you this was good? Everybody patted each other on the head and told them they were good. Like, nobody had the courage to stand up and be like, this is a mess.
This is crap.
Yeah, this is not okay. This does not look like it fits in vanilla. It just looks like a bunch of random blocks. Your loot tables are terrible. That's one of the major things that's going to have to come out soon is the Redstone SMP. I have done some really heavy loot table work, as Raven will be able to tell you, because she spent a considerable amount of time digging in suspicious sand and gravel, because I overhauled the world to where that becomes a common occurrence and has totally different loot in it.
So many hours.
Yeah. Well, we're both Legend of Zelda fans, and I added every single sword from every Zelda game. There's like 30 of them. There's like 5 or 6 different iterations of the Master Sword, not including all like 5 different variants of the Master Sword from Skyward Sword alone. But
I
yeah.
have them all.
Yeah. And she wanted to have them all for some reason.
Raven, devoted her entire time on the Redstone SMP to getting all of the swords, and then and that's
Yeah, so expect in the future a suspicious sand and gravel overhaul. It spawns in regular biomes and looks like an Among Us. It's great. It's a little miniature Among Us made out of suspicious sand and gravel. It's adorable.
Because it's us.
Yeah, I think
It's all sad.
somebody on this server when we were working on these came up with it. It was
me and Silver working together, I think.
Silver.
Because
such a goofball.
Silver, I built an Among Us, and then Silver said like we should just add this to the Redstone SMP, and you said yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it looks like that, but there's a bunch of these lurking all over the Redstone SMP with different loot in them, and a couple other ones in other biomes. But this is a fun one.
Where'd you guys go? Oh, I've lost you guys again. Oh, hello.
Anyway.
I zoomed right past you.
Yeah, so that's coming soon. It's going to completely overhaul loot tables to actually have cool stuff in them. Can you imagine, like, what a pain? I mean, people who played 1.20 and people who've been following the development of the snapshots, they know how hard it is. You guys know how much of a nightmare it is to get those armor trims.
Excuse me.
And
Oh yeah.
I'm going to make it so it's not quite too... I'm going to make it a little bit easier, but for Redstone SMP, I didn't want people to have to grind for them. And so you can get them so easily. I even made them craftable. So there's a whole bunch of, like, if you just want the armor trim and, like, hey, it's an aesthetic thing that people should have for flavor in their SMP, so people have their brand or their tribe or their faction. Like, why does it cost 50 bazillion diamonds? Oh, because things already exist in Minecraft and they keep trying to make stuff build out further tiers away from the main game. It's just like... It almost felt like the armor trim was designed for 2B2T. Like, that's what it felt like. It felt like that's who it was designed for. Is like there's going to be one king who hoards the emperor's sacred armor trim that no one else has access to, and it's the mark of divinity. Like, that's what it felt like. It's how hard they made some of them to acquire.
Someone's saying your mic is too loud. Wait, are you talking to Plasma or me or who?
In chat? I don't see that
In chat. Yeah.
There's someone.
Did
We have viewers,
chat...
guys.
Oh, hey man, my mic just do that. I'm gonna pull it away from my mouth. Sometimes my voice is too far away. Yeah, that might be a little better. Is that better?
Sounds better to me. I mean, I didn't think you were too loud before, but
yeah.
Well, I may be a little more distant now.
You might also wait.
Okay. Well, I get anime, I start talking really loud, and so. Thank you. I need to make sure my audio is usually pretty good, so that's.
Oh, you might. Okay, I just unmuted the stream, and you might also turn my volume down on your Discord.
I could do that. Maybe yours is
loud. Yeah,
I'm
pretty loud.
I will turn all of Discord down a little bit.
Yeah. Cool.
There we go. Ah. So yeah, Gecka, if you feel the urge to help, feel free to build things and experiment.
I'm having a nice little wander at the moment.
Nice little wander. A wander? That's what you call it.
Yes. Feel free to explore around, although if you start getting to a region where you just don't see anything, I would recommend stopping and teleporting to one of us because I don't want to load too many new chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just in the actual villages that you guys have built.
Oh yeah, there's
cool.
it's pretty
cool,
there's some pretty neat stuff in there.
Have you found which one did you look?
I think.
Oh, so you're going through all the tested ones. Okay. These are all the ones that we just.
This is where we needed to see that it worked. Because it's one thing to build a bunch of buildings and then put boxes around them. It's another thing entirely to say, theoretically, this creates a village. So this is our test.
Yes.
I will say
tests went very well.
They did. My favorite build from the Tiki Village is the sandcastle, and this can on some villages be the center of the village. So Raven built this. It feels bigger on the inside. That's why I like it. You come in here, and it's got these, like, it's a 4-bedroom, like, apartment complex. That's like that looks like a slightly large city hall. Like, there's so much in here. I just love it.
And the fountain is super cool too.
Yeah, the fountain looks really good. It's really well made. I mean, the other city halls look pretty good too. There's the, for example.
Oh yeah, but we did not show off the moai. We didn't show off the giant moai statues.
Giant moai.
Here they are.
Yeah, the moai are pretty cool. These are
They're
really
villager moai.
Yeah. I mean, I think you took these from somewhere else, Raven. But yeah, Raven still has talent in finding things. She has sources, even when it's not original. It's still pretty talented. I love the tiki. This is the tiki bar that had the alcoholic beverages in it. There's a
at the
water
moment.
bottle.
So I actually ended up changing out. Yeah. So there's not. So now the alcoholic beverages are rare drops from the chest. The brewing stands just have like water bottles and glass bottles and stuff, but yeah, the alcohol will randomly and rarely appear in the chest. So it's like you have to look through a whole bunch of them in order to actually find something good because the villagers are bad mixologists.
Mixologists. That's the technical term. Where's
Yes.
the
Yes, it
other? Oh,
is.
here it is. I found it. This is the other village center. I really like this one. It
Yeah, this one's really cool.
The enchanted tiki hut.
The-
Disney
And this one
knockoff.
also, this is
and
the one of the ones that I applied a processor to where like whenever
you
this
make
one spawns in,
birds spawn in
yeah,
any of
whenever
these?
this one spawns in, the hay bales will randomly, like semi-rarely, be replaced with leaves.
Oh,
So
that's
like the
right.
roof will turn into leaves. And if you actually follow me out, you can see where one of those spawned while we were testing, and it did get replaced with leaves.
I will try to
so, like,
follow you out.
yeah, right here, right here.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. And this one's got leaves all over it.
Oh gosh, I got a bad cough tonight. I mute my mic, but still. But yeah.
Teleport to me and just immediately rocket away.
So
Spirit of the server, isn't it?
yeah, so he's learned to use those, which are really cool.
Processors.
Processors are the best.
Build randomizers.
We also used them on the roads. So if you actually go back into the build template area, you'll see that most of the roads are just pure sandstone. And then like these
There's
tested roads have a bunch
20.
of red sandstone
Have a
like,
25%
mixed in
chance
with
of
it. Yeah, it's 25%. Except for the X joint, because the X joint has a pretty pattern in the red sandstone, so I just built it by hand and didn't apply the processor.
The X joint is right.
The X joint is
here.
not. Oh, it's right here. I found it.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys went?
And these, what's funny is they kind of built this. Feels like it's almost inspired by my house on the Redstone SMP, but it wasn't. It's just completely serendipitous. Because I built in a desert and I used red sandstone or red terracotta, actually, I think.
I have always felt like red sandstone and like red sand and that whole series has been very overlooked. Like, I don't like that it's only in the Badlands. There are so many other places that it would be great to just have a little bit of it here and there.
So somehow we've got 5 concurrent viewers. That's never happened before. Not tonight
Hello,
anyway,
chat.
and not on none notice. Like I've had viewers before, but like that's
Well, one of them is me. One of them is me.
Yeah.
One of them's
But
me.
usually when I only have 2 or 3.
So it's us.
Oh, so everyone's just
So the 3 of us.
It's just us. I was gonna say you don't generally have many when it's none. When you don't get people notice, and I haven't posted in forever. I'm expecting this to be more views after the fact than. We went through the most interesting things that we had on our minds and a brief
and
synopsis
it's the middle of the
everything
night for some of us.
Right. So
The
we'll
middle
see
of the
what
day for
happens
Gecka.
for the recording. Yeah, Gecka's in Australia, and the rest of us are
1:30 a.m.
in the middle of the U.S.
Yeah.
2:30 p.m.
Must be nice. It's after midnight my time.
Yes.
It is bedtime my time, but I'm still not going to bed.
Oh yeah,
What
same.
is this? Is this like a
Running circles around Raven.
Oh yeah, so Doc, that is the section of the actual Woodland Mansion from the vanilla game.
Ah?
This is the front hall.
I didn't even know you could pull one of those in. That's cool.
Yeah, they're just MPT files in the same way that Datapacks structures are.
Yep.
We also tried /place on the mansion, and for some reason it just doesn't want to work.
Yeah, that sounds like Minecraft.
So
they're just like, oh, we didn't expect you to do that. It's like, how in the heck do you develop this sucker?
Then why did you implement that command, bro?
I know. I figured you implemented that command to help yourself. Like, come on. Anyway, yeah, there's some
place monument or mansion failed to place. Oh yeah, by the way, we didn't show you this, but this thing over here where I'm at right now
is not Conure. I've done more teleporting than I thought I did.
This thing right here.
Hi,
so we have a data pack that is like a very tiny scale model of our villages, and as you can see, if you look at all these rooms, they'll randomly have different job blocks in them because we were just doing, and it spawned a bunch of looms for some reason. But yeah, there's just randomly different job blocks. Now, we did not build those job blocks in the mansion. We built them in their own rooms and told them to spawn randomly in the mansion. And so this was like our little proof that it can work.
Our test
and then we
mansion.
decided, okay, we've got to make this so much bigger. Yeah.
So this is your, gotcha.
This was our proof of concept, and we're never going to use this again. It has been pretty much deleted. We are now using the big one.
But it's still pretty cool as a proof of concept.
It's cool to just keep it there. Yeah, it's nice.
Well, it's nice to have a reference.
Oh.
It's
Raven, you have been making some progress while we have been like dawdling and getting distracted. This is
Yep.
great.
what did she do?
I've got
It's just
roof on
like
half
the
of it.
whole entry area. There's like
Where's the
Entries.
roof?
this thing
Oh,
closed, but that was the
oh!
case.
I don't think those were there before.
Yeah, the roofs have been coming together nicely.
Yeah.
This
Oh, and you
feels
completely
oddly
made
familiar.
a roof. Oh, this roof right here didn't used to be here. What I'm
Yep.
standing on right now.
Yep.
That's great.
I feel like we're living Raven's dream on the Skyfall SMP. As I walk through these corridors, I'm like, this feels like Raven's house.
It does feel like Raven's
Not
house.
so subtly.
Nope. Not subtle at all.
Oh wait, I can copy. I can guys, watch my magic trick. I can copy Raven's roofs. Okay,
Oh, he's
get
gonna-
back.
gonna
Look at
copy
the
the-
no. Don't teleport to me. Okay, stand over here.
Don't
And
teleport.
look at the
to you.
mansion.
Okay.
Stand over here and look at the mansion, and then
All
I am
right.
going to do a magic trick.
We're
So
gonna
I gotta
copy
save
it.
this one first. Save this one, and then I have this structure set up to mirror and paste. Boom.
Boom.
Progress.
So now the other side
Woohoo!
has the roof on it. Yay.
Boom.
Yes. Except, actually, no, I didn't make it tall enough. I have to make it encompass the top parts now. I have to extend it up by a block.
Yep.
So it's now 14 blocks tall instead of 13.
I can help with that.
There we go.
And then just like, no, yes, there we go.
That's
it's done.
block right. You're doing this the other way, so I have to find the other
Oh
block.
no, we did prepared. Okay, no, there we go. It's done.
Yep.
No, like, okay, Doc, the way I have those structure blocks set up, it's meant for me to just go click, copy, click, paste. Like, I don't have to do
Gotcha.
anything else.
Cool.
Yeah.
You guys, it just doubled my work.
Well, if I have
Yeah.
time this weekend, I'll see if I can get us a server spun up and get you access to the files, Conure, and then you can pop this
Yeah,
on
I
and
will
we
want to have that once I move
Absolutely.
away.
Absolutely. I'll help you
yeah.
make sure you can get the files quickly and easily as if it was on your own machine so that there's no struggle. But then we can do some performance. Well, we won't need many performancey things, but then we can do some conveniency things for making it easier to. Like, yeah, I don't know what the state of voxel sniper is. I think it's way behind. I don't think anybody's updated it to 1.20, but at least for like world edit, there's some things that will vastly speed up our work. Hopefully, because I'm honestly shocked how much speed you guys and especially Raven are making without world edit. Like, this is just wild. Like, do you not
A
have to go
lot
back
of
and
it,
forth and like look at the other side, or do you like take screenshots of the other side when you come over here? How do you get it
What do you mean?
symmetrical? Just getting the
We got
symmetry
it-
right. I'm so bad
we
at
got-
that.
We got the symmetry right using the structure blocks, copy and paste.
Oh,
Yeah,
derp.
We just mirrored it.
Sorry, that was a
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah, in this case, yeah.
Yeah,
more
well,
broadly,
and
I
again,
struggle
what
with
we've
that.
been doing has been actually kind of akin to world edit because there is so much of this that we would like build the floor plan, and I'm like, okay, copy and paste it to make it taller, and then
Cut the work in
okay,
half
we've done it
when
on one
needed.
side, and then copy and paste it to the other. So a lot of the blocks that are here were actually generated by the structure block.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how we got it so big so fast. Raven has just been very hard at work adding decorations to make it actually look like good and not just a box.
I love box houses. They're great.
I built you a mushroom.
An evil mushroom.
Oh yeah, Gecka, have we showed you the tiny trees?
Oh, that's right.
Yay!
The tiny trees.
Trees.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's one of Conure's mini magical data packs.
There's a baby.
Here. Here. So look, all you have to do is take a dark oak sapling, a single one, plant it down, and it won't grow on its own. You have to bone meal it, but there you go.
You can bone meal single?
Baby dark oak.
Yes. Yes. And sometimes, like that was, so sometimes it will actually take a few, like that. There we go.
But anyway, that's a cute little addition.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think they'll always be the same height. That just was coincidence. But
There's two different heights they can be. One is like 3 blocks of trunk. The other is 4 blocks of trunk.
Mmm. Baby tree.
so yeah, a lot of biome based things are kind of my wheelhouse. I'm going to be doing some really interesting things. in the future. I already have done a bunch for the Redstone SMP, but I'm going to be releasing some of that and probably doing some more. We've got some really cool. So off the top of my head, the biomes that I added to Redstone SMP, there is the volcanic isles, which I believe is mainly just basalt deltas transported into the oceans.
Yep.
Yep.
It's
those are fun.
They're very hard to get to work from a seed standpoint. They need a little bit more TLC, but I do have them somewhat working, at least in certain oceans. And so it's instead of where mushroom islands would normally spawn, it spawns those. So that's cute. I have a revamped flower. It's called like flower fields or something. It's basically like flower forest, but with more flowers without trees. And so there's flowers. So
and all the flowers.
Because like you have almost
And
all
no
the flowers,
grass.
and it adds in the
there's no
sunflowers and the
And the blue orchids.
and the blue orchids, right?
Yeah.
I've added a bunch of new
And
trees. I have
ancient desert.
I have a biome that has blue spruce trees in it, even though you can't normally change the color of spruce leaves. I have the ancient desert, which has a bunch of suspicious sand and gravel spawning in it, so that's a huge one from a gameplay standpoint. That's a lot of fun. I have a somewhat cursed one that was kind of meant to be cursed, called the Rainbow Forest, and the Rainbow Forest is cursed because it's purple for one, like the grass and the sky are purple, but it's got like every single tree in the biome.
Including the nether
including
and
the
so
two
like
ones
it's
on the
the
nether
ones,
and some chorus
and
fruit.
then the coarse fruits, yeah.
Right. So it's just this wild mishmash of, oh, you need to go to the nether and in to get your other no, you don't. Like it's got all, you can get all 9 wood. I think I left out mangrove because it was getting really cramped and I had a mangrove biome, which is one of the other custom ones I did.
There's so much mangrove on this server.
Yeah. So the thing with my mangrove, the thing with my mangrove biome is I added in bamboo, and it fills in all the gaps, and so there's like no breathing room in that biome. It is the most dense, tangled growth that you've ever seen. It's ridiculous. You just have to hack through there with a machete. It's wild.
If you come across a village, you don't even really know you're in a village until you're in the village.
You're like halfway. You're like been in the village a while before you realize you're in the village because you can't even see it. You can wander into one in the daytime. It's so thick and just tangled in there. But that was kind of by design. It looks really cool. It's a very unique approach. But so there's that biome. The blue spruce trees that I'm really proud of are in the what's it called? It's my own custom ice biome. It's like a variant of Grove.
The Snowy Mountains?
Snowy Mountains, that's the one. It basically encaps. So the key with the Snowy Mountains is it encapsulates all the different snow biomes into one. It's got another custom tree which is covered in ice. So that's cool. So it's kind of like how trees can ice over in the winter, so it'll do that. So we've got that, the Snowy Mountains, and then one of the key things with some of these biomes is I've changed the mob spawns. So that's going to become relevant in a second with one of them. But for the case of the ice ones, like you can get foxes, you can get goats, you can get llamas. Like I basically took all the things that are really hard to get a hold of in Minecraft and said they're going to be easy in this biome. And so there's some neat little things like that I've done. One of the other biomes is
never leaving my house.
Never leaving my house.
Oh, it's the shallow dark, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's the deep dark, but in the overworld, and the
on the surface,
and the sky fog and color is like completely black. So like everything goes dark when you walk into it. It's terrifying. But it's the
and of course there's shriekers everywhere.
Yeah, and it's just the ancient. It's like an ancient city, but like on the surface. So like. It's kind of terrifying to you just start the game and oh look, Warden's great, lovely, and so that one's a fun one. It's very teal themed. I even added some custom like rotting trees in it, where I replace it. Speaking of rotting trees, I made it so that they look rotted and they're like faded. I have a skeleton forest that has a whole bunch of skeletons that spawn, and that's got a bunch of spider webs in the trees. I made a brand new type of oak tree for that, and so that one's fun.
Nice.
It takes the dark oak forest from Minecraft and it makes the leaves in the dark oak trees spread out further away from the tree, so there's even less light, so you're going to get skeletons during the daytime. So that's a big thing of it. One of the other pieces I added was the illusioner that only exists in the code that no one has. Summon the illusioner. Yeah. Haha. And he's kind of a nightmare to fight because when he's
one, he blinds you, which is super fun.
yeah, but another is when he's angry.
No,
I'm in trouble. I need to eat
Raven,
something.
I think that's a modded thing.
No, he does. He blinds you.
Oh, maybe he throws blind potions.
I have done it on the Redstone SMP. He will blind you, and then he will split when you attack him.
Yeah. So one of my favorite things that they implemented is, yeah, I think he's. Hang on, I need to eat my carrots. I don't have all my health. Anyway, what he'll do, one of my favorite things that Mojang added to him, is when he splits into 4 copies. If you go and you add the or if you go ahead and turn hitbox on, there isn't one. So he's actually none of the 4. I mean, unfortunately, the truth is he's generally in the middle, and you can see the kind of where he's at.
Wait, when you turn hitboxes on, I can see all of the arrows in Doc's body, and they all individually have their own hitboxes.
They do. That's great.
That's hilarious.
I'm Swiss cheese. But the
I am now Swiss cheese.
The funny thing is, he's right there. Okay, maybe I'm not as good at this as I thought.
Yeah, because none of the 4 images are real.
No, none of them are him.
He's actually invisible.
I haven't had my hunger bar, so I can't heal yet. Cool it. Anyway.
Oh, now he's gone.
There he is. Okay. Once you can peg him, he's dead, though. Like, he's right.
If you hit him, he stops splitting for a second.
Well, you can follow the particles if you're smart. Once you know where he's at.
Oh, there we go. I punched him.
Well, it's more distracting when you're on survival than you would think it is. But he can't teleport. He can only pretend to teleport. He's not like an Enderman or anything. And so when he disappears, he's still there. I got you. I got you that time. I'm gonna die.
He's very bad at.
Oh wow! Let me turn on hitboxes now.
That's a fun sight. I can actually dodge arrows pretty consistently when I want to. Oh, see, he's gonna miss me again.
All the blue arrow sight lines just going in random directions away from your body.
Yeah, I'm a mess. I'm a pin cushion.
Funny.
He's right. I can't get to him. There we go.
There he goes.
I could kill him if I wanted to. Die. Die, please. Nope, nope, nope. Right. I've never actually tried to fight one of these fair and square. Now I'm like not having fun anymore.
It doesn't. So killing arrows doesn't even kill the arrows on your body.
No, it's there we go. But yeah, so he's fun. But he's always existed in vanilla for quite some time, and it's just not a thing that you can. Oh my word! I am a total pin cushion.
You are a porcupine.
So I look so much worse than I thought I did. How does it look on the inventory screen?
No, turn hitboxes on. It's even funnier.
You can't even see me. That's ridiculous. But yeah, that's the thing. They'll go away. They go away with time. Yeah. But yeah, that's but yeah, we added those to vanilla and with that data pack, and so that's kind of a fun thing. One of the really cool biomes that started out as a subtle thing, but really kind of got some polish, was we merged kind of the different taiga concepts into one taiga biome that Raven is living in on the Redstone SMP. And what's your favorite part of that biome, Raven?
The witches.
Yeah, witches all the time.
100% spawning witches in the daytime fun.
Well, it's even worse because whereas a regular Minecraft witch spawns like 1, it's like an entire coven of witches, so it can spawn like 4 witches at once.
If you're out after dark, you're dead, period.
Yeah, they'll get you.
You will not be able to get to a bed. One time I was struggling to get to a bed, and they kept throwing potions at me from where
Slowness
I was.
potion, you going nowhere.
So they'd pop me back out of bed, so I'd pick it up and run further, and then they just come in there and they throw more stuff at me. I'm like, this is not.
Yeah. We really.
Fortunately, we have sleep percentage set to 0, so if one person sleeps, it saves everybody else.
Right. But we really polished the aesthetics of that biome. I'm very it's as much as something as simple as changing the color palette of a biome can be really changing. It can
The
really be
sky
day and night.
specifically.
Yeah, the sky, especially the sky. So the redstone forest, which I showcased when I did the like the trailer for the Redstone SMP and so forth, the redstone forest is it's kind of like a regular vanilla forest, but there's just redstone dust everywhere and redstone ore everywhere underground, and
It grows on
everything is red.
trees.
It's like blood. It's a blood red biome, but like not scary blood red, like redstone blood red. It feels like there's energy in the air, and I've even added particles in that biome. It's like the enchanted book particle or table particles, and so there's just knowledge and redstone power in that biome. I really enjoy it. But that's a good example of changing the colors. But for the taiga, we kind of went with like a certain sepia tone that we wanted for the sky. That's very subtle. We mixed like the sky blue with a certain shade of brown that we wanted that kind of matched the podzol, and tried to make it mostly blue, and it came out like it's almost purple, but also sepia tone. It feels very Wild West. And then we adjusted the shades of green for the grass and some of the other ones to be closer to like the spruce color, and it just feels so much more lush, but also like old-timey. It feels like lush and old-timey at the same time. It's really pretty. Speaking of lush,
it feels
we
foggy.
reworked the lush caves last second.
I may have had something to do with that.
Yeah,
I may have been directly responsible.
If you're right, yeah, you may have been, because you just gave me a good idea that was too good to pass up, which was, hey, green path from Hollow Knight is beautiful. What if that was in Minecraft? And I was like, holy crap, we have to do that. And so I completely redid the palette of lush caves. It's a implicit biome that will be an explicit biome in a future data pack, but now lush caves have they feel like green path. They feel very Hollow Knight.
Hey, guys, quick, we had a spike in viewers. What should we talk about?
Oh, no. Well, what do the viewers want us to talk about?
I hope you're here for Minecraft stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're on Minecraft
Yeah.
stuff now.
We are building Minecraft stuff, or Raven is building, and I am getting distracted.
Everyone is watching, and everyone's watching me build Minecraft stuff.
I have more opportunity to get more traffic this time in the evening. It's just I'll probably I need to plan streams in advance for the evening. I totally could. It's just been I didn't know what time worked best, and now I'm starting to realize it. And I try not to stream unless I have a good reason to, because while some people like to play Twitch streamer and just like, we'll just talk, and people will like, I'll build a cult of personality around myself. I don't want to waste your time. I'm a firm believer that you should not spend all day on your machines, on your devices. And so, like, if I'm gonna stream, it's like we are doing cool things that you're gonna want to see. And so I want to make sure that we're adding value. So this stream has been pretty fun, because Conure and I get heated about nerd stuff, and there's a lot going on in the news. We talked at length about you can always go back and see the recording or go back to the beginning of the stream, but there was we talked about the superconductor news that could be changing the physics world, and the alien hearings from Congress, which is just nuts. We're living in, like, I don't know. Something happened. We're in an alternate timeline now. Like, all of a sudden, aliens are real. The AI apocalypse is upon us, and now we've got superconductors possibly being replicated soon, which could totally change the way we do a lot of things in engineering. Especially if we could do it at scale. Especially, we'll see. But if you can mass produce it, which I can imagine you can mass produce it, because the ingredients are phosphorus, lead, and copper, so it's like, it can't be that hard. Come on. It doesn't require too much of stuff. It's just, it'll be expensive at first, but like, honestly, before we have like maglev trains using that technology, we'll probably have military opens using it. It'll probably be like railguns. Because I've seen some experimental railguns, and they use a stupid amount of electricity, but like that would become a lot easier with them, with super connectivity. The future is now, man.
Just a second, kiddo.
So what is your plan for the roof, actually? Like for the tops?
I don't know yet.
I love how you just. I'm building a beautiful thing. What's next? I don't know.
I wing it. I'm gonna do a some kind of skylight on the very top.
Oh, I like that idea.
So it shines all the way down to the bottom.
Mhm.
But I don't have a good grasp on the roof shape that I want yet.
Or do you have any like ideas in mind? Because what immediately occurs to me is to do a like half slab, very shallow slope, rather than the steep, derpy.
It probably won't be super steep. I'm not gonna, because like I did the sides, all stairs, but that's just kind of up to the house, and I'll probably do. There's going to be multiple roof shapes. And I haven't decided if I want to make it asymmetrical because we can do that. We have the copy and paste option, but
I feel like you've done a lot of symmetry at this point to suddenly start doing asymmetry.
This is true.
Well, the plan originally was to set up copy and paste mirror, and then at the very end, like once we've gotten everything built, we can decide.
We need
We
need to be able to just drag and drop these rooms around. On one side.
Well, I already did that using structure blocks. Like all these rooms, I just like picked them up and dropped them in, like saving them temporarily with structure.
I know, but I mean like the actual geometry of the hallways or whatever. But
this is true.
I don't know. I think honestly, the symmetry is going to vibe really well with the exteriors that Raven's doing, so it might make sense to continue on this path. So I like it.
So as far as I know, we'll have the skylight thingy, and then I don't want really, really steep roofs, but I mean, I might go I could go kind of Second Empire.
Second Empire? What do you mean by Second Empire?
So Victorian, like later Victorian stuff,
Late Victorian.
where it's very, they have the mansard roofs that are like the corners I have.
I'm just kind of thinking Minecraft needs a Victorian village.
Yes.
What biome would you put that in?
Well,
you're the one you're the inspired one. You're the one with the good ideas.
Let me pull out my magic notebook of where all of the biomes are written.
Oh, you already got your.
What biome setting did JoJo Part 1 take place in?
Yes. Definitely. Where is my notebook with all of that? Here it is. Okay. So
I should probably be quiet. It's getting late.
The other.
My wife might be asleep.
Like I said, I want to do eventually most of the biomes, including, I think eventually we will redo the vanilla Minecraft villages to be, something else. High on the list are the windswept biomes. So there's the hills, forest, and what's the other one?
Those are very craggy and broken.
They're craggy and broken, but they're not as craggy and broken as like the eroded.
The eroded
biomes?
Badlands are just a freaking like nightmare. Like if you tried to spawn a village there, it would just be these
You're
villages
gonna have
are
a bad
dead.
time.
They're falling off a cliff.
The flower forest might be a good Victorian.
Yeah, because they had like those curated gardens and stuff like that.
That would be fun
as a possibility. Also, I want to do a meadow biome, even though Plains villages spawn in the meadows, but I think the meadows are so pretty.
Meadow. Is that the one with the sunflower? Which one's the meadow?
The meadow is the one that's like it's like a few flowers that spawns high up in the mountains.
Oh, right.
It's the one that's based on Sound of Music.
Yeah, it's more tealy grass and like the poppies and is it the cornflowers? I think spawn there.
Wait.
You know what would be a good, easy Minecraft Planet project that I could throw together to get my feet wet on doing some custom biome packs? I could do like 4 biomes, and each of them is like really hard into like seasons. So just like do a custom terrain generation that's only 4 biomes, and they like capture the bits and pieces of all the other biomes out there.
Yeah, Meadows is the one you can get the Sound of Music achievement for by playing music there.
Oh,
Which I'm sure you
really?
can also get it. You can get that same achievement by playing the creepy discs. It's like sing along to the sound of music and someone getting murdered in a cave.
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny. But the Sound of Music, they made it so you could, if you did it in the meadows, that's funny.
Yeah, if you just set off a
Like-
jukebox in a meadow, get
Mhm.
the achievement.
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Let's see, what else do I have on my list here?
Someday I'm going to do mods and packs that add a lot of sound effects, quality of life things, ambience. I've got a lot of ideas as to how it could be better. Minecraft could be better. Some packs, some mods and tools have already done some default settings, but I want to break it open, which is why I want to make a fabric mod. I want to break it open to the user. I want to basically crack open the config, because config files were not a clean way to do it. And I know the clean way to do it, the clean user interface, but I would have to make my own user interface in the way that a lot of mods add an extra button on the screen. I would need to do my own page, just like the shader packs page of Iris. So I gotta figure out how to do that. But it would be cool.
But yeah, I still want to make my candy cottages as
Candy
a
cottage.
as a witch hut replacement in the swamp.
Oh, nice.
I
Hansel
wanna
and
make-
Hansel and Gretel vibes.
I want to have candy witch
So-
huts.
You need to have like a trail of candy leading to it.
Yes.
We could do that with jigsaws,
Wait,
I
just
bet.
I was gonna say use road logic, like just.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is have a road with candy on it that leads
Sprinkle some
out
candies.
from the. That leads if there's a candy witch house.
Yes.
Now, especially since
The
we
house
have
gets spawned.
the cherry wood color is perfect for.
I would
a
think that
candy
should be its
house.
own thing. I would say that should be its own pseudo village rather than being a. I mean, it could
Yeah.
be its own variant of a village type, but like you make the candy house and then you make the like trail of candy that wanders through the swamp. That would be funny.
If we end up deleting existing structures and replacing them with new ones, then I'll want to separate our final pack into like a version that doesn't do that as well. Because I don't know. It shouldn't be like if you get this, then you automatically have to be removing this other thing that already exists.
Right.
So we can make one that like completely replaces the witch hut, but
Yeah.
there will be a final pack that doesn't include that.
Mhm.
Right. Well, I'm thinking there's going to be so many packs once we're done with the Redstone SMP. I've got a bunch of like different combinations that I want to do for people who just want like the suspicious sand and gravel, or people who want,
Or the magic mirror.
that.
Well,
Well,
that's already a
those are
thing on its
yours.
own. Yeah,
I'm not putting my name on your stuff. But let's see, what else did I need to do for the Redstone SMP? Oh yeah, I wanted to make the one with the loot tables that are completely busted, so you can focus on Redstone.
Yeah.
And I want to have the exact copy of Redstone SMP, and I also want to have a nerfed one that is, oh, so you want crafting. There's also one of the YouTubers that did a really somewhat viral video on how to improve the armor trim stuff, how 120 could have been better, and talked about some of the pros and cons. He had a suggestion on a different way to implement the way I did crafting armor trims, and I liked his idea, and I think I want to implement it, throw it out there, and be like, this is what he said he wished it was. Now it is that way. Ta-da. So that's one of my mini.
Oh my gosh!
projects.
Gecka, are these yours? I just noticed the mushrooms. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where? I'm lost.
The big double brown one and the red one.
Oh, nice. We need.
Pull them straight from Skyfall.
Like, yeah, if we actually make a Woodlands village that isn't a mansion, which we were talking about doing like a fairy tale thing,
Yes.
then yeah, we'd want to include these for sure.
Right.
The more mushrooms, the merrier.
And I made Raven a tree.
It's a mushroom tree.
Yes.
It
The
had
thing
shelf
they said they were
mushrooms.
going to do to the birch biome.
Right.
How
Still bitter about that.
So wait. Idea. This is going to like lag and just about crash your game when you run into it. But what do you think of? It's because of the way structures work. But what about making a biome that is the one that you've essentially created, Gecka, on Skyfall, where it generates, it's basically Gecka's biome. Yeah, where everything is big and you feel tiny. So like your torch flowers and so forth. Wouldn't that be amazing to like have a biome that just spawns and everything's huge?
Like, honey, I shrunk the kids' biome.
Because we could integrate
from Super Mario 64, the huge island where you
everything's big.
And it's like they've blown up all the enemies and everything.
I think we could make that happen. I would have to.
Yeah.
I would want to make as much of it as possible be like the decor be features and not
features. Yeah,
feature
not
placement
structures.
and not structures. But the big things are all going to have to be structures, and that's going to be somewhat of a performance hit. The good news is it's only the first time. It's only when you walk into the biome that it's going to go. But provided we are smart about it, we'll be okay. Like the only performance test I ever did was that gave me concern was when I accidentally made and this could be why it lagged so bad. My oops all pyramids. I think I posted the meme.
Yes, oops all pyramids.
They basically it demanded that one fit in every chunk, and it put it square on each chunk, and so the desert is just a grid of pyramids. Because apparently the pyramid is like exactly one chunk across, and so it was just like pyramid, just a grid of them, like a chessboard of pyramids into the distance. That just about crashed Minecraft when I did it, and I learned a valuable lesson though, because the question really was like, how densely packed can you make these go? What happens when you push? I was trying to learn how to space them out properly, but more frequently because they're super rare, and it's fine as long as you don't get too carried away, but.
I remember you sending me that screenshot of Pyramid Planet.
Yeah. Oops, all pyramids.
It's like Pizza Planet, only with pyramids.
Honestly, now the more I think about it, the size of the things that Gecka built, if we were to make that into a biome, I don't think that would be that bad. I think it's a function of how many instances you need to generate. And I'm suspecting you would only need to generate one of those every, like, 4 chunks or so. I think you would have them at the densest, and meaning that you would have one placed. They'd all be kind of spread out, but then you'd have.
Here's the other thing: making them would also be incredibly easy, because the only reason it takes us so long to make these is simply because of jigsaws and because of possibility. Right. If you just have a structure that you just want to spawn, and
Gecka can send me the Lightmatica files. I can poop them down, turn them into Minecraft structures, and we're done. So yeah, the hard part of this idea is actually already done if we don't go down that road. So, so that would be fun. Well, let me ask you this, Gecka. So there's like 5 colors you can choose to your heart's content, any color of the rainbow. If you were to do that to this biome, and you were to tweak the palette, because there's so many different shades of green and teal and blue, and so there's these, emerald.
Deep emerald.
Deep emerald is one of my wedding colors. It was emerald and pearl.
Anyway, deep emerald.
So it is really pretty, as opposed to the Minecraft emerald, which is not emerald colored. So the 5 colors you can do anything you want with are the grass, the leaves, the water, the sky, and the fog. The fog being how the sky gets lighter at the horizon. There's the horizon color, and then there's the look straight up color. So like those are the you can change those to
more readily underwater. Like when I was first messing with this, I always thought the fog was like
there's also a water fog
underwater.
I think there's
water fog is different from watercolor.
I think there's actually a water fog too, but
okay.
But yeah.
If you want me to build a torch flower, I can build a torch flower.
I'm just saying we could probably paste one in and call it good.
I mean, it's like schematic, like right here. I'm just looking at it.
I know.
Well, if that'd be great, Gecka.
I guess I'm kind of asking bouncing ideas off you, Gecka, what you think of if we were to make this biome, what all would it entail? Because like, I love this mushroom. I would love to include something like this. It's kind of like I need to make a list, basically. So
yeah,
it would be
I
big
never really thought
mushroom.
about
So
it.
you'd have a big brown mushroom. You'd have a big red mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have the torch flowers you've made. What else have you made?
Oh my
You
god,
kind
that
of
was
know.
fast. What?
What happened? She has light matica.
Oh, she has light magic. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Cheap place.
she's cooking with gas. Yeah, she's. Isn't that neat?
Actually,
Yeah, light matica combines with creative mode. It's hacks. So
Mm-hmm.
she can migrate its stuff in as if she had world edit, which is another thing that's really broken about light matica. Is if you have creative mode, you don't need world edit to move things around. But still.
Oh.
Gecka's.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
See you later.
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Sure, I'll be back.
Okay.
Press the button.
What happened?
Dunno. It just said game crash. I was like,
Well, that's not cool. But yeah, this is a stream. This stream is, we've been catching up so many topics. I'm going to, like, for those who are watching, check back like a day from now. I'm going to fill it with links. Links. Because you should definitely check out Gecka's channel and see some of her builds, because these are gorgeous. The builds that, some of these are, the Datapacks are available now on Conure and Raven's channel. We've got Redstone SMP videos I want to link to. We had some long talk about some other topics, but there's a very interesting stuff.
Have we got like a Redstone SMP playlist yet? That's just everybody.
I don't think so. We could put one.
Yeah,
together.
I don't think we have.
I was kind of figuring everybody would build their own playlist, just from a user standpoint. I don't know if people would. People probably would watch multiples in one playlist.
Yeah.
I don't know. Last time I considered it. I was like, but people don't like watching the same thing over and over. I'm like, oh, it won't be. It'll be totally different. I'm dumb. So yeah.
Far, all of the episodes that have come out have pretty much been all different stuff. Like very few people have been recording at the same time and published that in their video.
Yeah.
do you want to show him what it looks like at night, Plasma?
Oh yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
I'm set midnight. Yeah, so it actually glows at night. Ta-da!
So it has. Wait.
Unlike the actual torch flower.
I know. What a crime.
Wait.
Oh, the
it's got
mushrooms
highlights
glow,
inside,
but
right?
not the mushrooms glow, but not torch flowers for some reason.
But a torch flower does not.
I
Please
know.
Make it make sense.
In case you
It's so
were
dumb.
wondering whether Mojang was taking 1.20 seriously.
This is awesome.
Oh, you really need to check out our channel then, because this is like one
He makes
Gecka.
the
This is
prettiest
one Gecka build.
stuff.
She has one of the other flowers built out of amethyst,
Pepper?
and it like
An
they're
Can
gorgeous.
I build that one too? Let's build that
Oh,
one.
that's right. You got the schematics. Yeah, Gecka's our light matica wizard. Which, if we're doing the rowling male female thing, light matica witchcraft. And wait for it. Did I?
I've got to move it into an actual decent position.
Fair enough.
Not hovering in front of the ground. I wonder if I can.
There's a giant floating thing in front of her that we can't see. I love light matica. It's so great.
Honey block. Honey block.
Let me do that. Okay.
Honey block.
I need to get my honey block mini games together. I've got a bunch of really cool projects that use honey blocks for Redstone that are pending. And wait for it. How does light matica do this on creative mode? Does it just like?
I could normally just paste it into my own world, but I don't know how to do that on here, so I have to go layer by layer.
Oh, is it like automating your clicks?
Yeah, it's automating the placement of the blocks.
Oh,
This is
that's
her
so
beautiful
weird.
lavender flower. So we get to have the hype as it goes layer by layer. Doop, 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 doop. If you're opt, you should
Yeah,
be
it
able
just
to do it
places
on a
blocks in
server.
midair. I love that.
Cheaty mode.
And I remember they were huge because they were on our
Oh, yeah.
Survivor world. You built them. Did you use scaffolding, like, or just a lot of elytra?
A lot of shifting
A lot of sneaking around.
and falling and rocketing and
Yeah, but
falling,
this glows
rocketing
at
and...
night so beautifully. We'll do
Yay.
the reveal. So we'll watch her build it on daytime, and then we'll do the reveal when it's nighttime.
Oh, I gotta add in
Oh, purple
Yeah.
block. Cool.
Yeah.
Oop.
Gecka's very good at palettes. I love how like bizarre the Lightmatica auto placement is. Like it just is unnatural. Boop boop. And it sings. Bing. It's neat when a bunch. Blah.
And then which way is
Running around these at hyperspeed is just.
What was that? Oh, is that. I can't see who it is. There's a red cape. Oh, that's Conure. Oh, I should have just looked up and seen Raven up here.
I made mine glow with frog lights behind them, but yeah, if you stand over this side, this is the completed side, and there should be enough of a little bit of a glow from the lichen.
Yeah.
So if you make it nighttime, they have a faint glow to them.
Oh, so it's like a faint glow. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Some of the ones you built had like a frog light where it was a little bit more
Yeah,
pronounced.
I put a bit
It
of a
was
frog light
because
behind
they
it.
were up on your hill and you can only see them from behind. Like it would do this and you'd see it
Yeah.
like glow at night. It was really ambient. Looked really good.
So pretty.
Yeah. But Gecka's got a lot of talent when it comes to these kind of things.
Yeah, wow.
Wait till you see the tree.
I'm having. There we go.
Put a spoiler in the Discord for the tree.
A spoiler in the Discord.
Because I haven't built it yet.
Which Discord? Oh, which Discord?
Your Discord, just in general.
Oh, my Discord.
Oh, not your Discord. The one we're in.
Oh, I don't see it. What am I?
Wait, you?
I'm
Oh, is it in the
lost.
voice channel chat?
I'm putting it in general.
Oh, in general. Okay.
Oh, you are putting it in general.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, that's a spoiler.
What the heck?
That's crazy. Is that the
that
inside of the
That's the inside, yeah.
Oh
I'm
boy.
trying to find a picture of the
Yeah, no spoilers
outside
for Gecka's
view.
videos, but she's got some wild stuff coming up. It's she's doing a big tree thing. Some people who follow her might know that. But yeah, she's doing a big tree thing, and this is the interior of it, and it's gorgeous. And very purple. Oh, the tree rings. I love the tree rings so much.
What?
Massive. That's awesome.
Are people going to be able to see this on your channel soon? Because I'm not showing it.
It's going to be a while. I'm doing the village at the moment.
That's
Like I'm
fair.
doing the plain part of the hill that's very boring. Once that's done,
Yeah. Well,
I'm just going to get built.
if anybody
into
really wants to
the
see it,
tree.
you can ask on my Discord, and I'll move it over so you can see it. But yeah, she's building giant things, and she's doing it survival too, and it's really pretty. But I'm thinking we need an entire biome made of this stuff. I think it would be awesome. I think we need to make the giant things biome where you're tiny.
The giant things.
That's my super
The giant Gecka biome.
That would be very fun. Yes.
I'll have to let me think about this. I like to think about things like this. So if you were to make this compatible with other data packs, what you would have to do is not make this biome. You would have to not add this biome to the algorithm. Yeah, she's done a video on her beehive. It's beautiful. You have to go check it out on Gecka's channel. Again, that'll be in the description in a little bit. But I'm thinking we might come up with a biome that we can replace. Because what I can do is I can overwrite the biome feature and structure placement for a certain biome. And so if we do that, what we could do is throw out one of the weird like plains biomes or some bland Minecraft biome that's kind of filler, and fill it with this. And what that would do is that would allow us to make this so it's compatible with people who do other. So it's not a complete experimental biome generation overhaul. Instead, it's just a data pack that overwrites one biome and won't have any adverse effects. Something they could mix with Terralith.
I have been conceptualizing for so long. They have the capability to make a system where you just say what biomes you want to add, and then they all have their, you talk about them having like puzzle pieces.
Absolutely. They've got the 5 to 6 different dimensions on biomes and how to do that.
So you just make your own biome, and of course you would have to specify those, and then you just add it to a list, and then the world generator pulls from the list as like a nearest. So it's rather than them being puzzle pieces with set boundaries, you give them locations and maybe like a strength around that location and make it like a nearest kind of thing.
The thing is, because they've already kind of got something like that. Oh, see, this is the thing about my lazy river is it truly does not stop. So they can't even get stuck. So he's gonna be drifting around here forever. But yeah, unfortunately, the overworld.json is not very well implemented, and it's a single point of failure, which is why you can't combine like multiple terrain generators. You could never do a biomes with plenty and Terralith. But it's literally the only reason you can't do that is because the weights that are given to each biome are all packaged into the overworld.json. Like it's a big single point of failure.
You can. It's just very bad for your computer.
Sounds like somebody has been experimenting.
I have experimented combining Terralith with other things. It's fun.
In mod form, though, right?
Yes, in mod form.
Okay, see, in data pack form, that one will just cancel out the other. Like if you like give an some overworld.
There's only one overworld.json file to read.
Yeah, so it'll just be one, and the other one just won't even appear.
Oh. My shaders make command blocks light up, so these over here are twinkling.
Oh yeah, that was the first time we ever brought silver on the server. Created the infinite command block replicator, which I managed to stop by deleting the region files from my computer.
Yes. Okay, I am at a good stopping point for this evening, morning, whatever.
I am as well.
So
I want to see what Gecka's bringing in.
More roof than I thought I was going to get done tonight.
This is your giant lily of the valley, of course. Of course.
I love this.
Eat the fish.
Eat the fish. You're silly.
How long did it take you to build these, Gecka?
Or
at least design them. Yeah, sure, in creative.
An hour or so?
Really?
Once I had an idea in my head, yeah. And then I just tweak it.
Takes you more in survival.
Oh yeah.
What resources are the hardest to gather for most of these large plants? Is it the green terracotta?
Probably, yeah. And the frog lights.
Yeah.
The frog lights are expensive.
Frog lights are expensive.
Not early starter stuff.
No. But yeah, we need to make a
Are
whole.
we ready to wrap up the stream?
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the stream now.
Eat.
one more thing.
Thanks for those who came, and
Thanks for those who came, and have a
oh
giant
my
time.
gosh, what was that?
Jerry!
What kind of? How much health does it have? It doesn't even.
I don't know.
We should find out. This is incredible. I gotta see the hitbox.
Yeah, the hitbox is crazy.
Oh my gosh. Data get entity at E
Jerry, you're bigger than my house.
equals slime. Limit equals 1. I assume there's only the one. He's got
There's only one slime.
size is 64. Base health is 4,225.
Nice.
He's the healthy
Okay,
boy.
but
Omega.
so also here's the thing: you can't just /kill him because if you do, he'll split into more.
You should do it before we. You should do it once just for fun.
Okay, /kill.
We won't get carried away and bog you down with too many entities.
Okay, but here's the thing: I have a formula for killing them, right? I do have a formula for killing these guys. It's you do execute as at E type equals slime, and then you do run data merge entity at S, and then say health 0F and size 0. So it shrinks it down to 0 size and then kills it like that.
That's amazing.
Oof.
Yeah.
Truly a master of the commands. Okay. Well, I bet this is going to be really awesome for people to watch the recording, but because we had some wild stuff at the beginning. But we're going to sign off here. This is Dr. Plasma, Gecka, Conure, and Raven. What are we calling ourselves now?
Thunderbirds?
Thunderbird.
I don't know.
The Thunderbirds.
Yes.
We call our little group the Thunderbird Research Station. But Thunderbird, structure generation team. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff coming. I'm going to be putting their stuff in the description, and you guys should definitely go check out some of the stuff. We've got some of the data packs are already rated up. And I hope you guys have a good evening. Bye.
Adios.
Bye. Bye.